Happy Valentine's Day. I'm Kawaii Bree, 123. In today's show, we will be talking about Kimi no Na wa, which is Your Name. It's the movie that came out a few years ago. And we'll be talking about we'll be talking about how we felt about the movie, reactions, connections, unions, soul tie, all of that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to bring my co-host, Shy Cutie, up. Happy Valentine's Day, Shy Cutie.
Happy Valentine's Day.
All
It's all
right.
about love.
It is. I mean, we really don't like sleep for real, for real. We don't celebrate it over here.
No, we
We eat a
really
little
don't.
chocolate or something, but it's
Right.
a reason to put on a lot of pink and red. It's my favorite. Hey,
Hmm.
what the funk? He said he
What's
needs
up
that
with the
dancing
funk?
anime. I know she be getting it right.
She do.
She be getting it. She be getting down on that intro. So how this is the beginning of the week. We know Mondays are crazy.
Hmm.
Um, Y'all don't even know sometimes what it takes to show
Mm-mm.
up for this show
Mm.
on Mondays.
Right. I can't even imagine, and I'm just like kind of co-host.
Right.
But like Mondays, boy, to be the
Hey
struggle.
Jay.
Hi
Hello. Thank you for
Jay.
being here. Thank you for stopping by in the chat. We're live on YouTube and Twitch this Valentine's Day. And
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
yeah, so we always go through what you watch. Have you watched a new episode of Euphoria? I know we were watching this movie.
Yes, I did not get to watch Euphoria, the
Girl,
newest
you
episode, but I
honey.
saw some clips. I saw some teasers. So I don't. Ooh,
If they don't kill Nate, honey, I would really want
right.
him to just crash his car. I don't wish death upon many people, but he is so irritating. Um, yeah, I watched Euphoria. I watched the new episode of Attack on Titan, which was giving everything it was supposed to give. It was
Mhm.
great. Did you
Mhm.
watch anything? I know we've been watching like Demon Slayer and stuff, but anything
Yeah,
else?
I did. I think I'm pretty caught up on Raised by Wolves now. I want to
Okay.
say. I
Oh,
think. Oh my gosh, the symbolism.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
in
Jay.
there is so cool. I was
I've
like.
seen this movie like 5 times, with the phone. I just love this movie. It makes me cry every time. I just can't wait to talk about this movie. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, I just had
No,
to
no,
shout out
it's
to the
good.
chat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you in the chat. I
Well, yeah,
just
Raised by Wolves. I'm so tempted to just start a Patreon or something so I can talk about Raised by. Y'all don't even understand. Like I'm in Reddit groups. We do
yes.
theories and breakdowns. Like I really nerd
Mhm.
out on this show. It's just that it's in the Alien and Predator universe.
Mhm.
So it is like you could just the rabbit hole is so deep because it's Ridley Scott was part of this show. And so it's in the Alien universe. I don't like the original Aliens very much because I
Me
don't like
neither.
horror, but I do like the Alien Covenant and like the ones with more of the prequels to the Alien movie. I really like those. So
Mhm.
this is right up my alley. I love it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
All
But
right.
yeah, so
Yeah. Oh
what else?
man. I just so outside of those, that's pretty much the only newer things I really kind of had time to watch. I'm
Mhm.
still working on making it through my Kama ga Kill
Mhm.
anime because
Yeah.
I remember it being really good,
Mhm.
like on certain parts, but I don't remember like the plot all the way.
Right. I couldn't tell
But
you nothing. I just know people be lying. That's all I do know. So,
they
yeah, we had so much fun yesterday on our Sunday show. If y'all missed it, definitely check it out. Yeah. What Reddit group is trying to jump in? I'm in the Raised by Wolves subreddit. So we be in there. Somebody literally came back in my. This is the second season. The first one came out almost 2 years ago. Do you know somebody in the group came back to one of my comments from almost 2 years ago just to tell me the CGI on the snake was not great? I was like, you petty. You really came to find this comment from 2 years ago just to respond. It was so funny. I just love it. But we had so much fun yesterday playing anime bingo with Demon Slayer. I won. I'm the winner.
yeah,
Shock you, we lost,
yeah.
really.
I
But you got one tick. on your
The
bingo card.
pettiness of it all. Okay,
Yeah, but at least you
kawaii.
don't have to eat natto.
Yeah, man,
So
that
my
would have
co
sucked. I
yeah,
would have
my
chose
co-host
hot
Twan has to
sauce.
eat natto. I don't know if y'all know what natto is in the chat. Just go look at it. I mean,
Look, go
it's
look at it. It looks like beans and slime.
yeah, it's fermented soybeans. It's great in Japan. It's a breakfast staple. It has a lot of probiotics. It's really great for you. It really is really
It's
healthy
great.
and good for you. But oh my
Yes,
God,
it's an
I can't
acquired
wait to see this
taste.
man eat this.
Oh man, I'm gonna be there for it.
I'm gonna go
Part
to
of
his house. I said I'm pulling up. I got to see this in
well,
person.
y'all drop the link so I can.
Yeah, it's gonna be on live. I really can't wait for this day. If he comes, if he
Beans
comes
and
and watch this, I called him yesterday just to like real, I'm just checking on you.
Let's see how you doing with your therapy for the next
Yeah,
2 weeks.
so he is traumatized, honey, and he is not ready for what he is going to be putting in his mouth. So I'm excited to see it.
What
Um,
do you know what's still in my head from that show when he
what?
was like, just start the show. Just start.
Yeah, he talking about just start the show. Yeah, because you knew you was about to lose, boo. He was gonna lose anyway. So
At least it
yeah,
wasn't a blowout. If it had been me being the one against you, it would have been a straight blowout.
yeah,
Y'all was
yeah.
almost tied.
We super nerds, so we were strategizing, see, because we knew the loser had to eat natto. So I made the house strategize, like, okay, let me
Like,
get
okay.
this. How you strategizing on bingo, but it was great. It was fun. I can't wait to
Well,
play anime bingo again. It was great.
oh yeah, I'm gonna be strategizing for my next one. I'll step it up
Yeah,
after that one. I was like, ooh,
yeah. So that was great. But
it was
with that being
fun. It was
said,
fun.
we've given people time to come in.
Yes.
We'll jump into what we're talking about. So the discussion this week is the movie Kimi no Nawa, which is your name. It is so good. I
Mhm.
absolutely love this. I
Yes.
absolutely love this movie. What the song says, I want to do a don't laugh challenge with Demon Slayer
Demon
Hood. But
Slayer Hood
that'll be
abridged.
fun. But I'm goofy, so I'm gonna laugh.
Look, I'm a lose.
Yeah, I know you gonna lose. I'm a goofball. I'm not gonna win that.
It
But I
don't
will
take much.
definitely, if you come up with a good punishment for if we lose, I would definitely do it.
I'm gonna just tap out of that one.
Yeah, you're gonna lose.
I know. I'm
You're gonna
laughing
lose.
now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're gonna lose. You have no poker
Laughing
face.
at the thought of losing. Like, really?
Right. So when did this movie come out? I don't
Ooh,
know. I
let's
think it
see.
came out in 2018. I feel
You think
like, but
so?
I might have made that up.
Let
So
me see. Let's see
yeah,
when it
you
came
can.
out.
My phone's about to die, so
Your
I can't look.
name.
But I'm pretty sure it came out
2016.
16. Oh my god, it came out 2016. If y'all have not seen this
Mm-hmm.
movie, it is so good. So
Yeah.
when we start these conversations, we like to go really deep. We like to go into themes and life situations and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we always start off with just kind of our general review of the movie. So we're gonna go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and start with our reaction to the movie. I've seen this, of course, like 4 times. So I'm gonna let you go first because this was your first time watching it. So how did you feel
Yeah.
about it?
Okay, so I thought it was hilarious just every time Taki was in Miss say her name?
Who?
The
Oh,
girl. Miss you?
Mitsuha. Mitsuha.
Mitsuha. Every time he was in her her body because
Yeah.
he did the
Oh,
same thing every time.
he's like waking up, squishing her boobs. Oh,
Just there, like it seemed like he was just there for like a good 10 minutes, just sitting there.
which is so realistic. We know if a man woke up in a female's body, that'd probably be the first thing he would do.
That they yeah. Y'all
I
go
like the
get
one where
y'all.
he was crying. He was like
Oh
crying, but he was
yeah.
still squeezing her boobs. He was
Right.
like,
He was
"Ooh."
like
It's
yeah.
hilarious. I love that scene. That's definitely
It
like
was
my favorite part.
it was so
What else?
funny. I liked that how they were in each other's worlds, like her
Hmm.
being in Tokyo versus him being. It seemed like they both appreciated each other's like towns for different reasons. Like
Yeah.
when she first got to go to Tokyo, girl, she was about to lose it. Like she
Uh,
didn't,
eating.
especially
She
on
was
that cafe part. That
Yeah,
was
I
so
like the
cute.
part where I remember the sister he saw y'all made love from the because of the movie. What the fuck?
Wait, what?
He said they made love after they watched the movie when he watched it with somebody. Okay, so you a
Oh,
playboy. Okay, he'll play. He said, "Let me turn
okay.
on your name. Always gets the ladies." The ending was
It was,
epic. Um, yeah, I like how she was like racking up a bill at the cafe. And he was like, I have to work more because you're eating. You're spending all my
like
money.
spending all the money.
Yeah, I like that. That was cute. I like their
That
like
was
back
super
and
cute.
forth, like when they first met, like how they were just kind of like arguing with each other all the time. It was
Yeah.
so cute.
And
That was
they
good.
were so much alike in some ways, like
Mhm.
how they responded to people to some degree. It was so
Mhm.
cool, like, and
Yeah.
then when they both was like, I'm single because I choose to be.
Uh-huh. I really do like I just love so that's the first act of the movie where they're kinda just swapping. They don't really know what's going on. I think partially they assumed they were dreaming. So that's
Hmm.
kind of the first act. And this was kinda like Weathering with You, where it was very clear first, second,
Hmm.
and third acts, even where the point of like the Radwimp's music would come in between
Hmm.
each act to kind of signify that it was a new act, and I really liked that. It kind of was
That was
broken up
good.
into 3. It
Hmm.
felt like 3 shows or something because you would get that intermission with that beautiful music.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and the
Yeah,
animation is amazing too.
the animation, oh my gosh, I think the part where I really appreciated the colors, the animation, like it moved me
Mhm.
when he was himself. And he wait, was he her? When he went to try to find her in her
Uh-huh.
town, and then he went back to that little shrine place and he
Oh, yeah,
drunk
that
the
yeah.
sake.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god,
yeah,
yeah, that one, segment
yes,
where he fell and he saw the
yes,
comment, which turned into,
to like
when
a
it impacted yeah, it turned into
yes
the egg to which, Mitsuha's egg and
egg, and he
Blastolis
saw all of her.
yeah, and, like, went through
Yes,
her life and, like, oh,
yes.
that was such a
That
beautiful
was I
sequence.
love that. That
Yeah.
really moves me. Like I got chills watching that part.
Mhm.
Like the whole time I was like sitting there, I was like, why I got chills?
It's beautiful. I love that
It's
whole
so
sequence. It's just
cool.
like how it flows and everything. And we're definitely
Mm-hmm.
gonna get to the flow of time and unions and connections. And I that
Mm-hmm.
part where her grandma was telling
Oh,
her, telling
yes.
him in her
Yeah,
body,
right.
that about unions and stuff. That
Musubi.
was just yeah, that was a
Yeah.
beautiful like part. So
Yeah.
I hope I can play that and not get a copyright strike. So we'll see,
Right.
'cause
Look, 3 seconds.
YouTube don't be playing with me.
They
Let me
be
tell
like,
y'all.
you can't even get a split second. Look.
Right. They do not be playing. So yeah, that was beautiful. Like, the
Yes.
animation, the story, the connection,
Yes.
how the story unfolds. Like, this is just a
Yes.
solid. This is a 10 out of 10 movie for me.
Yeah, I would say solid 10. I didn't think I was gonna give it that at first,
Mhm.
but once I think after we got to the part where I would say the second act where they switched.
They figured out what was kind of going. Like they were switching
Yeah,
and like we're getting
yeah,
into a flow. Mhm.
yeah. I was like, okay, I would give it. Excuse me, I'm fighting allergies. It's
Oh yeah,
Monday.
girl. If you gotta mute yourself, get a little
Mm,
sniffles. You all right?
man, Monday allergies is the struggle. Okay, y'all in the chat.
Yeah.
So forgive me if y'all hear a lot of like, scratchiness. It's just Monday. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with you. You allergic to Mondays, aren't we all?
Right?
Mhm.
Mondays don't like me for some reason. But it's all cool. We're gonna go flow with it.
So
But
you gave it a 10
mhm,
out of 10. I gave it a 10
I
out of
did.
10.
I did give it a 10 out of 10. Like when I got to that part, I was like, oh man, this is so cool. Like how they link this
Yeah.
together. Like that's some good writing right there.
Yeah.
Like good storytelling, because even to the point of, if you think about just writing just like a couple paragraphs,
Right.
sometimes like making things, remembering, recalling things, making sure
Oh
everything
my cat
lines up.
gets in his litter
Oh,
box. Hold on. Go keep going.
okay. And yeah, like making sure everything just lines up so good, like the timeline of everything. Like it was so amazing. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
just
so what
want
the funk has pushback about our rating?
what? Give it a
10
hard
out of
nine.
10. Nah, I give it a hard 9. Grave of Fireflies was 10. It
This was
makes you cry
10.
like a damn girl. Grave of
Oh,
Fireflies is really good. Um, I'm still giving this a 10 out of 10 though. I mean, it's up there
yeah.
with Spirited Away for me. I could watch this movie a million times.
Yes.
I definitely what was I gonna say? We watched We talked about Weathering with You last week, and I think out of the two movies by this creator, this is definitely the stronger one, which is
Yeah.
why it was hard for me. Even though I really liked Weathering with You, it's like I've seen this so many times. I was like, this story is just stronger to me. And it's
Hmm.
funny to me that people say they're the same movie because so you seen both now. Do you feel like they're the same? Because some people say they're the same. Do you feel like they're the same?
I don't feel like they're the same, but I do feel like they do revolve around the same kind of points, but they're
Mm-hmm.
not the same, you know?
Right.
I think that one focus more on soul ties when it comes to just in the
Right.
physical and spiritual
Right.
realm. Here it focused on soul ties through the universe. I think
Right.
it's completely different. Like,
Right,
um,
because I think the other one is about sacrifice and duty, and like
mhm,
we were talking about last week, the names of a man's duty to his community versus those who
mhm,
he has an actual duty to,
mhm,
and like the price, everything comes with a price, kind of like that. For me, was the theme of Weathering with You, and this is
mhm,
literally about unions and soul ties and our connections through time and space. So I
mhm.
don't feel like they're the same movie, but I could see how some people maybe
I
feel that
mean,
way.
yeah,
I
I
don't
can
know. Let me
see.
know what the funk if there is. Maybe.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
He was responding to
Okay.
him. Um, hey Yella, go ahead if you want to say something.
Hey.
It's just people coming
Um,
in, so I was just saying hey to them.
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I was just thinking about how cute the grandma's voice was, girl.
yeah.
She was. I love how
Yeah.
she talked.
I love a good granny.
Yeah, she
I
was a
just
good one.
give me a granny, and they always be dropping knowledge. You gotta
They
have the
they
granny
do,
dropping gems in the
man.
movies.
She
So
dropped she dropped a lot on that walk to the shrine. I guess.
yeah, I'ma play that. I'm about that life. I'ma try. Well,
Yeah.
my phone about to die, so I don't know if I'm be able to play it. But
Okay.
I definitely put the timestamp on there so I can see. I bought them. I own this movie, so I
Oh yeah, I went
can
on ahead and
hopefully go
bought it
back
too.
on there and
I
yeah, it
want to
was
be
only
able to
like
watch it
four
again.
books or $5.
Yeah, I was like, hey, 2, 3 to rent it, 4 to 5
Right.
to own it. Why not own it?
So I wanted to so there's some stuff that came up. So we gave kind of our thoughts. Hi, I am look, I always butcher like this is the thing.
I
Let me tell
am
y'all. I took
Rimuru.
Japanese in college and I know all the pronunciation rules, but it's something about like I know bilingual people probably struggle with this. I'm not bilingual, but when I
Yeah.
try to speak English and say Japanese names, it just the them vowels don't be vowing.
No.
I just
I
can't.
mean, I
I
look,
just
I
can't.
be you see, I
He
be
found
asking
one.
you before. Oh, you found one. Okay, what the
Yeah, he
phone?
said
What
he found one. Yes, it's
okay,
really
okay.
good. But yeah, so I'm just gonna tell y'all, I'm about to be saying these names in my southern accent, so
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen today.
yeah. And I'm gonna
So
say it
why
in my
don't
proper southern
right,
accent.
right, it's gonna be what it is. So why don't
Yeah.
we go into some of the themes in this movie? We gave our rating of it. We both gave it a 10. What the Funk has a pushback, solid 9. Okay.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
hold on, wait. What the fuck? You to my grave of fireflies? Okay. I just processed because that movie traumatized me. So when I see Grave of Fireflies, my brain just shut off. It's like invisible to me because I would never watch that movie again. If I give it a 10 out of 10, that means I would watch the movie over and over again. Grave of Fireflies killed my soul. Like literally,
Oh
I
no.
just be like, I would never watch that movie again. Like I don't hate myself. Um
Like that.
No, it's horrible. It's so sad. It's just like, why did I
Really?
watch that? Um,
Right. Curiosity.
Historically, it's great. It's like good.
Hmm.
I think everybody should watch it once because of the historical facts about it. Um, but child, sorry, you gonna have me cussing over here.
What
Um,
the?
have we watched Your Lie in April? Yes, yeah, we
Yes.
both have.
It's
We
been a
love that
minute.
show.
It's been a
Yeah.
minute after since there's some little things I probably forgot about it, but I do
Yeah, but we
remember
both seen it
enjoying it.
in its
Yeah,
entirety. Yeah, it's
yeah,
really
we've
good
seen
and
it.
moving.
It's
But yeah,
good.
we
It's
talk. I'm
cute.
gonna have to do a show about sad anime because I watch all the sad anime at least once.
You
Grave of
gonna have to get
Firefly, honey. I have a 3-year-old. Absolutely not. I cannot be sitting there watching stuff like that.
right.
Um, because it hit different when you have babies the same age as one of the characters or close to it, and you just kind of
Right.
automatically like kind of put yourself and your
In this.
children in that
Hmm.
position, and it
Yeah.
makes me like really sad to see like little
Right.
kids suffering and stuff because of my babies. So I cannot watch
Yeah.
stuff like that very
I
often.
would have to agree. Like as a mom, there's a lot of things that I'm just like, no, I
Beat
don't think I
it.
can handle this.
My cat just in here. Go.
Your cat need attention home
Cats being
today.
cats. Yeah, just
Right.
doing the most. So let's go into some of the themes. I'm gonna walk through, and then I know Jay said he wanted to come up and talk. Jay, you want to jump on
Okay.
here and talk with us? He came on last week. We had so
He
much fun
did.
talking
We
about it.
did. We did. We
So
went
if you
deep.
want to come in, I'll drop the link in a thing. So I'm not this curl is in my mouth. Like,
I
sorry.
know.
So we're gonna go into themes that came up in this movie. It's hard to watch some things with kids be ready to fight for no reason. It
Yeah.
is.
You
Okay.
do. You be hostile.
Yeah, I just can't. I just can't do
Mm-mm.
that. Oh,
It
he'll
just
jump
it's
on too. Okay, they gonna jump on. Okay, let me drop the
that's
link.
traumatic. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm wrong. Who hurt you? Like somebody hurt you, just say
Right.
that.
You
So
need
the
to talk
first thing,
about it.
actually, I'm gonna try to play the little grandma part before we
Okay.
start talking about the themes because I think it was an important part of this movie and it really tied a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff in.
Okay.
So I think I want to play that. Oh, now my phone
Okay.
died.
You
I do
want
this
oh.
every week. Because I have the timestamp and I'm gonna just play the
Oh,
sound. But
okay.
girl, this lipstick and these curls, like really
Mm.
doing the most right now.
They
Um,
loving on each
the
other.
curls are just like, oh, lipstick. Let me hang
Let me
out
go
right
be.
there. Yeah.
Right.
How do you say who hurt you in Japanese? I have no idea.
Right. I know.
Only thing I know how to say is "Are you okay?" which is "Daijoubu ka?"
Oh yeah, that's right.
Let's see.
Some of this Japanese coming back to me as I'm watching these anime because
Why is this?
you
It's
guys
quiet.
in the
Hold on.
chat we went
Oh,
hard
this is so
on.
loud.
Oh,
Whether it's water.
Okay, let me go back. Sorry.
okay.
I can't be pushing my phone battery like this. Okay, so I have two people in the back. Let me go ahead and bring them up. This is
All
Jay.
right.
And we have
Hi,
Mr. Punk.
Jay.
Hello.
Hi, what the
Good
fuck?
afternoon, my sisters. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are
Great.
you?
Oh, I'm just great. I had to get a good workout in this morning, and I just got some
Well,
new
that's
Okay.
pillows.
good. Happy
So yeah,
I'm
Valentine's
feeling it.
Day.
Yes. Happy Valentine's Day.
happy V Day to you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We
You
ate
can't
disgusting
call
chocolate.
it Happy V Day. That sounds horrible, player.
Yeah, I know
Well,
it does,
shoot.
but at the same time, I can't say the full word. But I know, but I'm being respectful towards them.
I
That's what I'm doing.
mean, it's the
Happy
the pay to
V-Day?
play day. So I think that is still appropriate. V-Day,
Yeah.
you gotta pay to
Okay,
play
Would
on
I'm
this
you?
day.
old.
Yeah. Would you prefer me to say the
We
other
call
thing?
V
I
Day
can't say
different.
that. I'm not going to. I will never use that term.
I know people be real pressed about it. Happy Eros Day to everyone. See, there you
Eros?
go.
Oh, see,
There
there we
you go.
go.
We'll
Hi.
take that.
Thank you. Thank
We'll take
you.
that. So what I'm gonna
One
do is
day.
I'm gonna play this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna play it off my phone, and usually my mic picks it up pretty great. This curl is about to get chopped off. I know that.
Well, you
Um,
better play the opening song because we about to cry.
no, I'm
Come on
about
now.
to play the grandma
Oh.
talking about unions.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay.
gonna
I was
do
like,
because I think
don't
it's
do that
important
yet.
to the themes in the movie. So I'm gonna go ahead and play those. Now my phone about to die, so let me play this.
About Musubi?
Can y'all hear that?
It's what we used to call the local guardian deity long
You can hear it?
and it means union. This word has profound meaning. Tying strings together is a union. Connecting to people is a union, and the flow of time is a union. These are all part of the god's power. The braided cords that we make are tied to that, a skill from the god. They represent the flow of time itself. They assemble and take shape. They twist, tangle, unravel now and then, break, and reconnect. That's what a union is, what time is.
Child.
Have a drink. Thanks.
Oh,
I want some too. That's also a union. Whether it's water, rice, or sake, when something becomes a part of a person, it's a union. It joins their soul, which is why the offering we're making today is such an important custom. It connects the God with people.
okay, I think that was the main part I wanted to play.
Mhm.
All right. So I think
I
that was an
love her
important
voice.
exposition when you talk about the themes of this movie. So I just had to play that part.
Yeah. I
So
love her
what the
voice.
font
Can
looked like you had something to
can we
say.
give a big ups to we got to give a big ups to anime and keeping the violin genre alive. I tell you, nobody uses violin.
Like
Right.
anime people do. I'm sorry. They're so listen. I want to derail it real quick. About to say this quick thing. Violins. I actually, because of anime, I was in the band class and I played the violin.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
But I
Let
think
us
it's
play the cooler
appropriate.
instruments. That's the only one I had to pick, and the only reason why I
There's no
picked
other
it was one of
instrument
my
that
favorite characters
works.
played violin. That's why.
But in this, especially in this situation, think about it being a string instrument and her talking about how this chord connects them through time. So I think it's also, like, as far as music theory, a very appropriate instrument
Like
for
low
this
key,
part.
that's better than a lot of wedding vows. Like shit, like you could literally copy and paste that for like your wedding vows.
Right.
So the whole family
Right.
breaking down.
Single
Exactly.
family
This
keeping
string,
violins
you ain't
in
got no wedding
production.
ring,
In
you broke
production.
this shit, right? Like
Y'all are
Right.
hating.
this
So let's
string
talk
here
about. Let's
the
start
vows.
off with. Should we start off with soul ties? Look, y'all hating. We're not gonna take
Right.
for this string instrument slander. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move into
Hey.
union. So, what do y'all think about what she said? I guess we'll start with Shy Cutie because she's my co-host. What do you think?
Yeah. About the Mubani.
About unions, like what she was
And
saying
just you.
about unions and connections and
I
stuff
just
like
like
that.
to hear her say Mubani.
Okay.
She's
I'm
silly.
sorry.
Okay, she
I
don't
know.
want to play.
Okay, let
Alright.
somebody else go.
Yo, I love this girl.
She okay. Well, let's let What the Funk say. Go ahead, What the Funk. I know
Okay,
you got
y'all, I'm
something.
muting.
I want to like low key like be like an asshole and like speak about it like from a red pill rage dude. Like
You
no,
can. That's also allowed. Yeah,
just be like
I like that.
the
Come on,
union.
go ahead.
Get it out. Get it out. What
Get
the
it
fuck?
out.
Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
red pill review of this movie, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it would be
Go for it.
epically
Valentine's
bad.
Day too.
But no,
Yeah, let's go.
it's amazing. Like a lot of the things that the grandma said when I saw this with the woman, like we were both sitting there just like yo, this is how logically relationships are supposed to be, and I think we completely overcomplicate it. And somehow I said something clever that transitioned to us kissing, but I do
There you
think that the
go.
part that hey, that was the perfect time. But thank you,
Bouncing
Grandma.
around, wow.
Hey,
Mhm.
Grandma set me up for the alley oop. I slammed it. But
There you
no,
go.
like legitimately, everything that she said was 100% on point. And even if you kind of think about Japanese culture, like the way they kind of take tea ceremonies very seriously, because it's like this is the one time in the history of time that you'll have this moment, and it'll never be repeated again. So like that's why you put so much effort and seriousness with it, and like sharing tea in a conversation with people. I think in our community we could really take a cue from that, because a lot of times when we have conversations with a sister one-on-one, or if you have a conversation with a brother one-on-one, it's a once in a lifetime conversation. And I think it would definitely help us start to appreciate interactions with each other and not just let it be some old stupid shit. I tried to land that on us like some, but I landed bad. But whatever.
I mean,
still
so
stick-
what I hear you saying is people are
It's
basic
okay.
as fuck. Is that what
Right.
you're saying? I hear that.
Yeah.
So, okay, I learned that in nursing
Yeah.
school.
In my red
Yeah.
pill background, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I learned that in nursing school. When people say stuff, you say, so what I hear you saying is you hate everyone and you want them all to die. Okay, great.
Wow.
Okay, great.
Very archaic.
Right.
But yeah, I do think that there is a loss. I think I was saying that to my husband, maybe, or my mom. I'm not sure. I was talking about it, and I was saying that I do feel like human connection. I think I was talking about traditional roles and like
Okay.
where the men say in traditional unions, like, And I feel like as women, we're helpmeets, right? Like that's what we were made to be. And so typically, like by nature, a cooperative woman at least will meet her man where he is and kind of try to help him, right? And so in traditional households, I always talk about how like men work crazy hours, like I mean, crazy hours. And so the woman, that was how she helped because he literally had no time to feed himself and like rear the kids and take care of the house. And so that's how she helped him. Like that was how she could step in and like help him, right? And so as things change throughout time, I was like, we're in a space of comfort for the most part. Like we live pretty comfortable lives as far as like labor. And so like now women, like we want connection, like we want emotional connection now. It's kind of
No,
it
it's
actually
horrible.
wasn't a requirement back then. Think about your granddaddy, like he wasn't even home. Like, I mean,
When
he went
He
home.
really
So
wasn't.
emotional connection was not a requirement like back then. But I think now it is. And I think a lot of men are pissed about it. But
I don't
sucks
think
for
we're
y'all.
pissed
about
about it. I
emotional
think that a lot
connection?
of women just don't realize that we're spending so much more time with women than we've ever had to in the history of time. And I think that a lot of we really are. Like we
I mean, that's a good point.
So what I'm
Yeah, go
hearing
ahead,
is
Shay.
that you guys have
I love
gotten
that.
spoiled.
Right. It's like, we
So
gotta
what you're
actually
really
talk to
saying,
y'all. Oh yeah.
oh
I
yeah,
go to
you're
work.
like, we got to do all,
all, these,
yeah,
all this. It's a lot of listening. It really is.
oh
Ladies,
yeah,
y'all. It's a lot of listening, and I don't think men are
yeah,
our brains aren't built for that. Like our
No, you
brains
have
are
to
built for like a
evolve.
4-minute story,
yes,
and y'all stories go from A to cajillion. Like
Yeah.
y'all stories don't y'all jokes are average at best. Shout out Kevin Samuels.
what?
And
You are projecting right now. I have no
Wow, what the
idea.
yo,
I'm gonna
what
loop
the
it
fuck?
back
who?
around.
What the fuck? Guess
I'm
what?
gonna
What you
loop
just
this
said,
back
but it's kind of
around
dope.
Right.
to union.
Who did
Okay.
it to him? Who did it to
Right.
what the phone?
So
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 we can talk
unions,
about this.
right. So
Go ahead, sweetheart.
unions
we
now
don't
are
talk. We don't talk about the sister in this movie. What happened after?
yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna loop this back around to unions. So unions
Union.
require, that I think both people connect in that way. So I just think that when I see these movies, I see a level of emotional intelligence, to loop back to what you were saying, that is missing in
Yeah.
like Western or maybe American specifically.
Mhm.
There is an emotional intelligence and a spiritual intelligence that they just
Mhm.
seem to have throughout their movies
Yes.
that I feel like I agree we are lacking like over
Mhm.
here. Just to kind of agree with your original point of like,
Mhm.
could you imagine a
Yeah.
black version of this movie?
Oh,
no, it wouldn't exist because this would be demonic.
No.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Or you know how they
the
Like
did
devil,
all
honestly, like
that.
could a
the
black
devil.
version ever
yes,
exist?
it would be demonic. So
Right.
like this wouldn't
I'm
exist.
sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
What you
want Jay to
got?
go ahead and talk because he's
Let's
been
go, Jay.
quietly
What you
waiting for
got?
his chance. We're speaking about unions and what grandma said, and so go ahead.
Mhm. Let's do it.
all right. You want me to go?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Oh,
listening.
I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard not to laugh off of what everybody just said about demonic. It's just so funny to me when I hear it. I'm just like, how's
Y'all
it
know.
demonic? I'm like, it's spiritual. What are you talking about?
Demonic.
So I'm holding my laughter so I can give you guys a good point. Man. God Christ, this is funny. All right. God Christ. I'm sorry, y'all. But all right. So when it comes to union, people have to understand unity is the combining of two people, and like on Kaya's stream that we was on, Bree, soul ties. That's basically what this movie shows. I think it showed it more in this movie than it did in Weathering with You. And I'm giving your name that over that. I will definitely say that.
Right.
Because what people don't understand, like the red string of fate, that has always been that's always been a lore within Japanese culture for a long time. Another thing that I've studied about it was that you literally tie yourself to that person, but also throughout the stretch of time that you spend together, it's still there. So hence what the grandmother is talking about, no matter if it's rival, no matter if it's, whether you're close, whether you're separate, I won't say separated, but like you're far apart from each other, you're still connected regardless.
Right.
The thing is, and when she said you make unions with other people, I'll throw in an anime in this, but there's a particular scene where 3 young boys are not blood related, but they consider themselves as brothers. So and in Japanese, this is literally a tradition when you exchange cups of sake. So it's like a thing of union between brothers, like an alliance and understanding of each other. That's a union right there. Those 3 boys literally tying their souls together because like we're not related by blood, but we're brothers. That's how I see that. And that, that's one of the themes that is very underplayed in some things that people do not understand to this day. And with the funk, I think you hit everything on the head. We have gotten so far to make everything complicated. You wonder why it's such a travesty. But in terms of this movie, I'm just like, yo, this is actually how it is supposed to be done. And I know people, and I know people say like, this is how it's supposed to be done. This is how it's supposed to be done. I'm like, are you guys actually looking at it though? Because when somebody, like I said, when we're watching these movies, they have, I think, honestly, there be not a lot of old movies I used to watch in America. To be honest, there be not a lot of that, bringing back that whole standard boy meets girl nonsense, and just really telling you what it means to be connected to someone.
Right.
Which I like the connection. I don't dislike it. I'm not for. I would never be able to connect with people if I couldn't connect with people, because I think connection is important. The difference is you have to be willing to, in order to really understand the pros and cons of that person, but also understand the strength that if they're giving you more strengths than negatives, I think you have something there. As if you need to look at it in terms of like, I couldn't imagine my life without this person, but also can they imagine their life without me? Now, if they say, no, I can't imagine my life without you, then I think that's the tying of the souls right there. That means you guys have that connection. Now, in order to tie it up, you would be technically in union together. So, and then after that, it further expands to the test of time until you guys, till you guys have lived out to your young age or to your older age. So there was a lot of process in when she says those key words. And I know some people just try to simplify it, and I'm just like, guys, it's a lot deeper than what you're looking at. It's just a matter of how you interpreted it. But just pay attention to what's being said and stop going what everybody else says. I would like everybody to do that from now on.
But I think that like that art is lost upon us. Like I don't think people know how to do it. It should be easy, but I don't think people do it anymore. I'm not really sure why. I'm gonna read Rimaro.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Rimaro because
No.
Me too.
People want to say Rimaro to that too. I know
Rimaro. Okay.
I can see an anime movie that can be casted by blacks or anyone though. Y'all know about a silent voice movie. I don't know if I would put it above Your Name, but it's also a very good
I wouldn't. Actually, that's probably.
I haven't seen Silent Voice yet.
We'll have to do that one next. That's a good
Silent Voice.
It's on my list.
Yeah. A lot of people have reacted to that, and I think the best one that did it was Cinema Therapy. When they actually broke it down, check those guys out, because one of them is actually a therapist, and he broke down literally every step of what this boy has.
Yeah, we'll watch that next week.
Yeah, you should watch that. That's a really good one. But I would say in terms of like therapists, like when people need mental help with things and depression and things like that, it touches on everything of those.
Yeah, that movie.
So definitely check that one out.
Really, it's up there. I just really love this movie. I like the idea of soul ties through time and lifetimes and stuff. So I think that okay. So we'll go to the next part about connect. Well, let's we keep saying soul ties.
With a guy? Did you watch this by yourself?
Who, me? Or me?
Oh, me.
Yes. Did you watch this movie?
No, I watched it by myself when I first watched it. No, I watched it by myself because it was slice of life. I didn't really know what I was getting into. And my husband's not really a slice of life kind of dude. Like he likes anime, but he's more like shonen action kind of stuff.
Action, baby, action.
Yeah, I was like, it's probably gonna bore him.
So have you ever tried to watch this movie with your husband?
This movie? No.
Have you ever tried to watch this movie with your husband?
Oh no,
you have to. Okay. You have.
You gotta get him a try with you one time.
And then give us a.
I mean, he'll watch it. I just never,
never thought to do it.
Like sometimes there's this weird thing when you get married where it's like, oh, if we don't watch it together the first time, like, oh, I don't want to watch it with you because you've already seen it. There's like this weird, like, my God. It's like a forever struggle in marriage. Like, I watch it again. It's great.
This is one of your favorite love story movies, right?
Yeah.
Right. I will watch it with you. I'm not against it.
His review of it, like, yes.
Yeah, what he thinks about it. He
probably
come on camera. You know the thing about my husband is he's very chill. He's very. I always say my husband's like a monk almost. Like he be chilling. Like he's a man of few words. Like
Yes.
he's very like simple, like but you know what he says, he means it, but he's very like straightforward. He's just like, it was good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shout
That's
Don't
out to
push
it.
Bree's
him.
husband, by the way. If he's
Yeah.
straightforward like that, like I am, then shout out to the brother. That's what's up.
He has the
Right.
patience of a saint.
Right.
And when he gets to his point, like he will let you know. So I always
Yeah.
say he's like a monk. He doesn't say,
You gotta
yeah.
stop saying monk. That's making me
He
laugh.
is.
If he's an actual
He is.
monk, then okay.
No, he just reminds me of one. He's just
Oh,
chilling.
reminds
Like
you
he
of one.
just
Okay, just
yeah, like
one
he's
good,
like
okay.
his patience, his demeanor, like he's just like
All right.
the personification of chill. Like
All right.
Yeah.
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 So
And
Yeah,
see, my
the thing is, she said monk. She didn't say Shaolin monk. That's a difference.
right.
not a
Mhm.
Shaolin
No, he
monk,
do
maybe.
just kind of be chill. Like if
What about
if it's
co-host? Did you watch this with Guy or no?
no, this was my first time watching the movie.
Mhm.
So I watched it by
Oh,
myself. Strictly because, me and my husband, he
Would you
works
would
during
you
the
recommend
time
it as a date movie?
as a date
Mm,
movie.
Yeah, like would you watch it as a date night
No,
with your husband? You think?
I wouldn't
no.
recommend it as a date movie per
Right. She
se.
said,
No.
look what the comment said. See,
Cry
and I
all
be
the
Right.
time.
crying. Like I
Right.
don't like to I like to really let the snot
Hey,
come
hey,
out
I'm
when I'm crying.
telling
I
you,
can't
hey, it works. It works.
I can't be like
Work to get
snotty
your husband,
crying.
I can tell you that.
The man gotta console you. That's how I'm
No,
telling you. This movie
It's
works
no.
as a
no.
They're
date
gonna
movie.
be like, here
It's
she go.
and yeah, they're gonna be
Crying on
like,
every movie.
like
Here she go.
right.
Listeners,
My-
use this
Sweetheart, if you
movie
watch
as a
Prince of
date
Egypt
movie.
Right.
with your man,
Promise you.
I guarantee you he gonna feel some
Look,
type of way.
let me tell y'all,
He'll cry too.
her husband is my brother.
Yes.
And so we're sister. That's my sister-in-law. And like she does. No,
No,
they're
my
gonna be like,
husband.
look, there they go. There they
Right.
go
No,
crying
my
again.
husband gonna look at me. He gonna put his hand on my hand and say, "You good?"
Yeah, you all right?
We
You
do
need a
that.
minute?
You need me to pause it for a second.
Yeah, you need a second, girl.
And then when the movie's over, they're like, "Babe, I'm over here tearing out. Babe, what you think
Yeah.
about the movie?" It's pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah, exactly. They're like
I
the
feel
same.
nothing.
They're the same. But that speaks to like unions, right? Because I couldn't
Yes.
be married to somebody like me. It would be
Yeah.
That's true.
exhausting to say the least.
Yeah, y'all both laying on the floor tired because you cried
Yeah,
all
Because we
day.
thought
opposite me.
so because we thought so much, like in
Right,
our
that
minds
too.
would have never stopped thinking all day, and we would literally just be exhausted from our thoughts. So it would never work. What
Yeah.
I want to see, this
Uh-huh.
kind of movie is not like horror movies. It's best to watch by yourself. Oh yeah, I did read that.
Yeah,
So
I would agree with that.
yeah, and I want
Rainbow
well
Road.
to get to the soul ties. I think what we were talking about Christians, like okay, I'm gonna say I'm a Christian by name only,
Yes. Christian.
not by affiliation. But I think a lot of Christians by name only, because really
By
when a
name
Christian
only,
asks me what
yes.
am I say I am a Christ person. I'd be like,
Yes.
I'm not one of y'all. I don't know what's wrong with y'all church folks.
I'm Christ. I'm Christ.
I'm a Christ
Really?
person. I'm a Christ
Christ.
person. I don't know
Yes.
what y'all want me to say.
Yes.
I
I believe
don't go to
Jesus
church.
died for me, okay? Right. Yeah.
I'm a Christ person, okay?
Right.
I'm a Christ person. What they will say a soul tie is, it's
Yes.
interesting.
What I want to hear this.
I'm gonna just say interesting. That's gonna be my adjective of choice. But I think this movie does show what I believe a soul tie is. So I'm gonna go around and ask y'all what y'all think of soul ties. This time we'll go to What the Funk first. So tell me
All right,
what you think a soul tie is.
What I think a soul tie is somebody that you've met that will always kind of be in your thoughts about what could have been or where you could have played it differently. Someone that you just have a genuine connection with, where you're always slightly curious about their path trajectory, even if you're not involved in it anymore. And someone that you just naturally had a connection with that was really kind of unexplainable. Someone that you kind of would want to spend the rest of your life with, like someone like at the end of the days, you would wish like that kind of energy would be the kind of person you want to die with. That's what I would call a soul tie.
So, do you think that you have to be intimate?
So I had to add with a big butt.
With a big butt. Okay.
She has a big butt. No,
And
you
she has
don't
a
have to
big
be
butt.
intimate with that person. It helps,
Okay, so you think you can
but no, you don't have to
so
be intimate with them.
okay. And do you think if you have a soul tie with a person, do you think that that is a precursor to an intimate connection? Do you think that like do you think there's some people you're just gonna have soul ties with and that's just what it is? Or do you think
No,
I,
I usually think a soul. If you have a soul tie with someone who's the opposite sex, you need to kind of visit the idea of possibly seeing if that's someone that you need to not need to, but should entertain being with. I also
mm-hmm,
believe that you can have soul ties with people who are the same sex. I think
mm-hmm,
of men in my past who have kind of taken me under their wing and taught me certain arts, and to me, I would consider me having a soul tie to them. People who
mm-hmm,
I've had to really fight hard with to like get something accomplished. And so yeah, soul tie doesn't have to mean that you have to have an intimate relationship with that person, but I do think that if it's someone from the opposite sex, you're doing yourself a disservice by just leaving it at that and just saying, oh, it's a soul
mm-hmm.
tie, but she's just a friend. I think if you're both single and both attractive, which is important, it's nothing worse than having a soul tie with a person that's not attractive. But I digress. If you're both attractive, I think it's important to at least visit the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Talk about
interesting.
ugly soul ties.
Yeah.
Ugly soul ties are horrible. That ain't fair at all.
I mean,
Mm.
I kind of, I maybe
I
because I'm a female, I
yeah.
don't uh
I do.
ugliness is a non-factor for me in most
Hmm.
human interactions, but I am also married, so
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
something that I
Okay.
have to pay attention to. It's not. I mean, at this point, any relationship I have, right, outside of with my husband is going to be strictly platonic. So in that
Yeah.
case,
Yeah.
it,
Hmm.
it kind of doesn't matter anymore. So
Hmm.
Could
that's why.
okay before you were married, could you imagine yourself having a soul tie with a man that wasn't attractive?
Well, I would say for me, because of what I think a soul tie is, no.
Okay.
But that'll
Yeah.
be you'll understand that when I say what I think it is. But I want Shy
Hmm.
Cutie to say what she thinks it is. Oh, wait,
Uh,
before I say that,
mm,
oh yeah, you did say you've experienced a soul tie before. You already said you've had some with
me.
people. No, Jay
Oh,
said
him.
that.
Oh,
Did
okay.
you really
Yeah.
say is your name really Sharkeisha?
No, it's Shy Cutie. That's her
Oh,
screen
sorry,
name. Shy
Sharcutie. All I heard was
Cutie.
Yeah.
Sharkeisha, and there's only one
No,
Sharkeisha, and I was like, oh no,
no, Shy
oh
Cutie.
no, there's a
No,
second
no.
one. Oh no.
I'm
Okay,
shy. I'm shy, cutie. You know,
Yeah, Shy Cutie.
okay,
Don't
okay.
we
My
keep
no.
mistake.
Let
My
me
it
take.
mistake.
cute.
Look, I was like, let me
Yeah, there
take
we
this scene down so you can see her name,
there
just
we
so we
go.
can make sure
I'm
this
shy,
is
cutie. We
it's Shy
keep it cute
Cutie.
over here.
Um,
Okay.
but Shy
um.
Cutie, what do you think a soul tie is?
Okay. So I have experienced a soul tie and actually dated the person I thought was that we had soul ties, and I definitely don't think you have to be intimate. I honestly think that's a lot of the times when you try to intertwine intimacy with soul ties, that it's not as deep of a bond. Like that's for me.
Mm,
Like I feel like you're connected because y'all can understand each other because y'all are almost the same in your souls, in the sense of like we share the same sensitiveness to things, or we gravitate to similar things in our lives, like, or like there's certain things we see that are appealing, kind of thing, so we can
mm-hmm.
understand, we can feel each other, I could talk to them. But intimacy, no, I don't
So you
think
don't
that it
think
really.
it doesn't
No,
require that? Have you
no.
felt what you would say based on that? Because I think Jason's it's weird calling you that. His description of a soul tie is more in line with the movie because she said anything you do that connects with another person is a union. It ties you to
Yeah.
them.
Uh-huh.
And you're saying you've only experienced it with someone who you were like you said you were intimate with them. Have you
Yeah.
ever experienced it with someone who wasn't more along the lines of what Granny was saying in this movie?
Not that
Or
I know of. No, I think
okay.
that if you want to say my husband, like I would feel like he probably fits that more than you
Right. So
know.
still the opposite sex. Like you don't
Yeah,
feel like you've ever experienced that connection with a female.
with the female, no, no.
Okay.
What about a
I,
childhood
yeah.
friend?
I guess the question with that would be what are the symptoms to a soul tie? Like how does that manifest in your
Mm.
life to each one of you? That would kind of determine like why you may not notice it with a female or not. I'm gonna read this comment first. Soul tie would be emotionally corded with someone. It would be an inexplicable or like unexplainable bond.
Okay.
Most are like
Got you.
being like after being intimate with someone. So that's their definition of it.
Okay.
So what I guess for me, let me say the only time I feel like if I look at this movie, I've experienced soul ties with people of both sexes. Like when the way they explain it, the way that the Western world typically explains soul ties, I've only experienced with the opposite sex. So I would say both. Like if you're looking at it the way this movie describes, like I feel like we are connected in that way. Like I'd be dreaming, girl, I'd be up in your house. Like in my dreams, like you be over here, we be kicking it.
Right.
Like, girl, we be in each other's houses in our dreams. So, like in that way, like we are connected, but we're like best friends, and you're my sister-in-law. So, like, of course, we would have really strong connection, and we've known each other for like 20 years now.
Ooh, yeah.
So, yeah, I would say we have a soul tie in that way. If you're talking about through the movie,
yeah.
So, and
I would have to say.
Have
right,
you all ever
I think
had
if you
with an animal?
I think I can understand animals.
Yeah,
maybe the ones I care about. So yeah, I think I understand animals and like children.
Yeah.
Like even if they're non-verbal, I have just like this understanding of what they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand animals a little bit more. Definitely.
Huh?
Yeah. But I think I understand.
Cutie
has seen that in me. Like I can understand non-verbal creatures very well.
Yeah. When I actually call her when I cannot make out what is happening sometimes. And I'd be like, what is this?
I'd be like, see, this is what you gotta do. This is what the energy is saying.
Yeah.
Like I'm that person.
The baby is hungry. Like, oh,
right.
No, see what happened is you bruised her spirit when you told her she couldn't do this. So now she's pushing back. She's upset.
Right.
Like that's me. I'm that person.
That's her.
So before we go on to the symptoms of a soul tie, Jay, what would you say is a soul tie?
It's basically locking one's soul to the other person, similar to unity. I think they go in conjunction with each other personally. And I would say that it's something that is gradual, and it's not something that I wouldn't say manual. And it's something that like when you it's so funny to say it. When you lock souls with somebody, it sounds so cheesy every time I hear it. But you know, when you do, it's something, it's a special bond that you two have formed, and it's something that only you two will ever be able to experience that, and outside interference is never come into play, or it should not in that terms. Unless you're trying to touch your soul to everybody, which I don't think you should do that. She's be one person and that's it. That's me.
So do you feel like it should be? It's pretty much with the opposite sex only for you in your case? Or do you feel like you can connect your soul to both?
Okay, in a romantic sense, with one person, yes. If we're talking about like brotherly unions and things like that, like because I have if you're gonna go by that logic, then I got soul bonds with my brothers. That's about it, and that's pretty much it. And they're not even blood related to me, so I have those. And I know what the front was like. Wait, what are you talking about? And I'm like, if you meant romantically, then yes, with one person. But if you're talking about with like
soul ties
outside of romance, then yeah.
Yes, you can have multiple soul ties.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what I think that's good that's why I like this movie, because it gives what I think a true connection of the soul is. Like this movie is a more like not sexual, not intimate. It's just like connecting with humans. But I know in the Western world, when you say soul ties, most people are connecting that with relationships with whatever sex you choose to be intimate with, like sexually intimate with. So when we say it over here, it kind of has that connotation.
Have a soul tie with a non-fictional character?
Well, shoot, some of these Generation Z people do.
Shoot.
Hold on. The dog to human relationship is like a soul. Hold on, let me read this.
Some people have a soul tie to a character in a book or a movie.
Yeah, I mean,
could you have a soul tie to a non-fictional character?
Let me read this comment while y'all think about that. Hold on. Dog to human relationship is a soul tie. That bond is more emotional and cannot really be explained. Okay. So what do y'all think to what he asked? Can you have a soul? No, they don't have a soul.
No.
Okay, I've gotten this. I don't
Okay.
want to cut you off, Shy Cutie, but I
No,
want to
go
say this.
ahead.
Somebody asked me this question when I was in high school, and then later on, the question got brought up in college. You said, "What does it mean to know something? To know something is to have a relationship with it." And I said, I can have a relationship with Superman doesn't mean that I know Superman. Superman's a fictional being, so no.
Yeah.
That was my answer to him when he said that to me. I'm like, no. I mean, like, what does it mean to have like knowledge of something when you're trying to have a connection to something? And I'm just like, just simply having a relationship is not enough with it. You'd have to that person would have to be real. A fictional being is like that's like saying let's use one of the anime girls. I have a relationship with Hina. Yeah, I never met Hina and she's animated. That's silly to me whenever I hear that.
Because then you could just be soul tied to anybody. Like somebody could just be watching us and like, oh, I got a soul tied to Shy Cutie right now. And it's like, no, you kind of have to. It has to be a connection on a interpersonal.
I haven't even shaken your hand, sir.
Exactly. I think it has to be some kind of actual connection. Now, I do think you can create a soul tie across. Like you don't have to see them in person, but you can connect to a soul. But I think it requires two souls. That's like part of it. So.
Right. Something breathing, living,
a sentient being.
Yeah, exactly. And also after really thinking about this a little bit more, I would have to say that if we use what the movie says about soul ties, I actually have soul ties with males and females now. More females actually than males, and I think that's also due to the fact that I'm married, and of course my bond is the strongest with my husband. Like he got that reserved spot, you know what I mean? But I do think that like after growing through like friends and growing up and changing, like I definitely would have to say that there are a few females in my life that like no matter where I am, no matter what stage of life we're in, like we will always be connected, you know what I mean? And like it could be we don't even have to talk on the phone like every single day. It's like me and my sister-in-law is the same. Like we can go weeks, months without talking, come back together, and it'll be just like we just talked yesterday. So I feel like those people that I can say we do that, I have some good strong soul ties with them.
I'm trying to use my soul tie with my cat to tell him to go away. He ain't listening, so I don't know.
I thought the ears would work.
I'm trying to give him the serious face so he knows to go away, but he's not listening.
I said cats don't have souls. They have something, but they don't have souls. Dogs have souls.
No, cats have souls.
Cats got a whole different. They a different deity.
They have more you got to breathe a certain way for cats. It's not about your expressions. It's more so about the way it's like you release a certain energy for them.
Yeah, my cat really is like I have the world's sweetest cat, and we found him, and
he's so cute.
He's just so nice. Like he follows me like a dog, really. So that's why he's trying to be in here right now. But yeah, I don't really typically like cats, but he has been forced upon me, so we definitely have some kind of soul connection. Because look, I was not trying to.
Jay, are you cleaning your apartment like you got a girl coming over, man? What's going on?
No.
Jay,
we talking about soul ties,
or is it nervous? It's some energy. That's an energy release.
He's about to put some potpourri out in the corner.
Right. It is balanced.
Listen, I'm cleaning. Listen. I'm taking care of my keyboard right now, so don't worry about it.
That's important.
That's important.
I'm also just tidy. I tidy up every Monday or Friday.
Yeah, that's cool.
I have this thing that I do to clean everything. So
we're not gonna derail the conversation. Yeah. Worry about that man cleaning his keyboard.
What the funk trying to sway us away from his feelings. See, he was in his feelings about this
about these soul ties. So in your experience with, have y'all ever had a negative soul tie?
A negative?
Like a soul tie that you like, I really don't want this. You gotta go last with the funk because I know what you're gonna say. We'll start with Jay.
Let's hear you, Jay.
We're gonna be me, girl.
We gotta start with you. Come on, we started. Everybody has got a chance to go first, except you. So it's your turn first.
All right,
I'm just going around.
If I have a negative one, I did, and then I cut it. But with the cord very violently.
Very violently.
Because of my life.
Fine.
Okay. So okay.
Yeah.
You block, delete, change phone numbers,
right?
Move to a new address.
I did everything.
Yeah.
Changed my number.
Yeah.
I told him I dropped
all the above.
I did all the above. Yeah, I literally did.
Right.
And guess what? And this is gonna sound very crazy when I say it. Our youngest sister, out of all my sisters, she's the one that I had to cut. Told so short
Oh.
because she's
Yeah.
because the thing is I don't want to get into it, but
You don't
short
have to.
story
You don't want
the
to.
story short is that we tried helping her, the brothers and the sisters, and she blew back at me like she was coming at me like she didn't know me from Adam. So I was like,
Oh.
okay, so she got mad at me for trying to help her, and then after and she told me to lose her. So I told her to lose my number and whatever. Don't if you're gonna get mad over stupid stuff like that because we're trying to help you. So
Ooh, yeah.
I haven't talked to her ever since, and I'm cool with my other sisters because they married. They got their men's, and they still come and their husbands still talk to me every once in a while. They talk to me. So yeah. Other than that, but that's the one I cut off.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the family, so that's tough. Yeah. What
Yeah,
about you,
that's tough.
Shakiri?
Man, yeah, I think I've had to cut soul ties with a lot of people because I got hit with it at such a young age, and it was part family, but it was also I had a best friend that, and you know this story, that I grew up with since like I would say like 6th grade, and the whole time we friends, I was always there for her as much as I could be. She called me and said, "Hey, I need you to come do this." I'm there. But at some point in time, I got married, had kids. I just didn't have the time to do that for her anymore. And when when I was trying to express that I couldn't and why, before I can even get a word out about it, like I was getting like my head chopped off, literally. Like, you ain't never this, and you don't ever this, and you always let me down. And I'm thinking, like, man, I done came to your house 1,000 times, 2 in the morning, because you're crying on the street in your car.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when that happened, I was like, I have to cut this because it's toxic. It happened with another friend. The same
Yeah, girl,
kind
they
of
be
similar.
drawn to you like moss to a flame. They be like,
Ooh.
oh yeah.
Let me
Let
get some of
me be
this
your
good
friend.
energy.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like,
I think
no,
that's a talent women definitely have. I'm not gonna say men don't have it, but women definitely be like, oh yeah, let somebody feed
Yeah.
off of.
Yeah, and the sweeter that you are, the worse it is. Like, and so, and then I've had to cut ties with like people in my family. I don't know what this is, this weird thing that I just, after I came out of it, I realized it. But there's some weird energy in my hometown where I was born, like close to where I was born. And Kauai Bree knows about this because it's like maybe like 35, 45 minutes from where you are. But every time I went in this place and I was around these people, it felt like all my energy was like slowly just getting sucked out of me. And it's like I go in thinking I'm gonna be okay. I come back out and I'm like stressed out. I'm like irritated. Just, oh my gosh, I had to cut that tie. I was like, look, I'm not coming down here anymore for a while. And since I cut
You from
all those
Louisiana or
ties.
something?
She's from
No,
Georgia. It's just a
from
small town in the
it's a
country.
small
Oh,
town. You know the show
You
in
know,
the
small
middle of the
like
night,
towns they
East
be on. They
Bayou or some
small
shit.
town ish.
right?
No, you know they
Well,
be.
no, it's smaller than
That's why
that,
I'm the queen of cutoffs.
right?
Y'all know me in my
Right.
well, she
I'm the
knows me
king
in
of
my
cutoffs.
past life. Yeah,
hmm
she know me in my past life. I'm a new
Yeah.
person now, but
Right.
woo,
You got to do that
child.
if you want to get by in life or literally
Well,
put yourself in a better spot. You got to really cut
I
some
think
people
to
off who are
some
detriment
degree,
to what you're doing.
but I was just downright mean. It was just mean like that.
That was
So
what are you telling? I was a jackass at one point.
yeah, I literally hated most people. I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I was possessed. I don't really know.
I
I
hated
was a
people
different
too.
person and then I changed. So I am no longer that person, which is why my name most people know me by is not actually my real name. Like Brianna is not my real name. That's like my name I got when I was reborn spiritually. So
Okay.
yeah.
When you were saved,
okay.
you
When I
you were
say
saved
yeah.
in the movie of No Tears.
Saved.
Like before you saw this movie, you was an evil person. Then after you saw this movie, you was changed. Like,
No, y'all
like,
actually like my
Avatar.
testimony about how I became a saved person is actually really crazy. It's
Oh
actually like
man,
most Christians don't even know what to say when I tell them.
yeah.
So But Jay was on another one of my streams when I was telling him about the kid I was, like how I would see people and all kind of stuff. So I've always just kind of been weird. But yeah, so the way I got saved actually had nothing to do with any human. Like nobody told me what to believe. Nobody told me believe in Jesus. Nothing. None of that was in my journey to being who I am. So, I'm a whole different person now, literally to the point where I can't even remember some stuff from like 8 years ago before. So
So would you ever go to your high school reunion?
I don't go to my high school
reunion. Would you
reunion.
ever go to your high school reunion?
No.
I said, would you ever go to one?
No.
No, I wouldn't either.
No. Just wouldn't even visit it. Just no.
Nope.
No, I don't have that desire. And there's this weird, I just don't desire to connect with those people. I think like that's important, like when you're talking about this movie, right? And we're talking about connections, and like I choose not to connect with some energies and people and places.
Yep.
Yeah. So no.
Yeah, she's right.
I wouldn't. I think it's important.
I feel like there's I feel like there's certain soul ties you have to childhood friends, even though you don't deal with them anymore. Like as I kind of think about this movie, speaking about it, I would definitely say that there's about 3 childhood friends that even though I don't speak with or have contact with them, that I still would kind of feel a certain soul tie to them because they were so instrumental of kind of who I am now without them knowing. If that makes sense.
I definitely am going through that right now. Like, I was raised Jehovah's Witness. And so a lot of my childhood friends some of them are still Jehovah's Witnesses and came from that. And there's 2 in particular that keep coming in. They keep coming in my dreams. Like they keep coming in my dreams. And like, I'm a dreamer. So like, sometimes I'll see stuff to the point where like, I saw their whole, their whole family drama in a dream. And like, I didn't even know it was real. And I like told my mom because she has dreams too. And I'm like, I had this dream about them and I saw this. I'm like telling her all the stuff I saw. She was like, they happen in real life. And I was like, oh, like, and I just see them in my dreams periodically and they're like showing up lately. So I reached out to them and like said hello and checked on them and stuff like that. And oftentimes though, I won't know why they're coming up in my like dreams until I see them. So like I said hello, they said they want to like hang out one day, catch up. So I'm sure if I were to do that, I would figure out why they're popping up. So I definitely am going through that now, like some childhood friends be showing up in my dreams. But I don't think that's everybody's experience, right? Like if you have a soul tie with people.
Like I've had dreams like that. The people, it goes back to what he said when we ever go back to visit people on a reunion. No, there's some people I would and would not. And the reason why, because I already made the connections I did in high school, and now those people are close to me. It's not like I'm a group of 10 people, but it's below that. Like those 4 or 5 individuals and people I connected with. Everyone else was, the terms that I called them insects to me at the time. That's what I thought of them as, because I just didn't really care for them at the time. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, I'm telling you the truth, dude. Like I said, I was a really bad person.
Insects?
I mean, that's like a defense mechanism.
That's what I called them. That's what I called them.
Okay.
And I like stepped.
At least it wasn't parasite. You're being nice. At least you didn't say parasite.
I called them parasite. Well, technically, okay, we won't get into that. But technically, some people are parasites.
I call them vampires.
Yeah, vampires, I mean, it's all the same.
Oh, shy
right?
cutie, you gotta say bloodsucker. That's the best one.
Right.
Right. But yes, yeah, definitely. But Kawhi, like I've had those dreams where the people who I made like the ties with, I still like we'll have all dreams of high school again, and it's always the same people, but it happens in different contexts every time. Like some weird stuff will happen, but like this is like a variation of that experience or said memory. It's just a different variance of it. So like I said, it happens in different contexts sometimes for me. So I've been having it comes up a lot, and the thing is
brings up a question though from the movie that I want you to answer, or y'all all gonna answer, but you can answer it first, Jay. So in the movie, because she was having these dreams and this connection with this person for a purpose. So do you think that you're seeing the same scenarios or dreaming of these people for a purpose? Like how do you reason with yourself when you're having these experiences?
whenever I'm having something like of that type of particular experience in my mind, just always like reconnects and always lets me know to always stay in contact with them because me and the brother that I told you about, me and him talk every 2 days in the week because he's a father and everything. We still connected. The brother's Puerto Rican, African American. We get along great. The thing is, we still connect and we still talk about real things. And also the ones I haven't talked for the long because I recently got back into talking to my little brother again. We've connected again. So I've like I said, whenever I have dreams or variations of that, it pushes me to want to always reach out to them and talk to them. The ones that don't try to reach out to me in any type of way. Sometimes they always say like you have to be the bigger person and try to reach out to them to let you know that you still want to be part of their lives, that you're still there. Yeah, I know. With the phone, I say the same
you
thing.
do think that it's for a purpose. So you think it's more so just like reach out to them if they're coming up in your dreams. I'm gonna let the other two answer. Shy Cutie, what about you? If you have dreams about somebody or a situation, even like replaying over and over again, why do you think anything of that?
Yes, sometimes for me, I think that people tend to feel kind of comfortable talking about like the depressing things going on with them, like if they're having a hard time. And so a lot of times if they come up in my dream, I'll be like, let me check on this person. And every
Right.
single time they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you reached out to me. I had such a rough couple of months, and like I just went through some surgery. I mean, it'd be some crazy stuff. And I'd be like, oh, okay. And it's funny because it's not often. It's every once in a while. So when it happens, it's very significant. Like, let me check on so and so. Let's see, how so and so is doing, kind of thing. Just like, I don't know if you remember, I had a dream about you when you were here in Washington, and I didn't say anything. And I was like, and I came and I was like, I had this dream about this. Remember we was drinking wine at the
Girl,
that
I don't know.
house?
We be all up and through each other's dreams, so
We
girl, I
do.
can't remember.
I
I be in
was
your house.
like,
Remember when I was at y'all house before y'all bought it? Like I was at this
yeah.
house. Y'all had a loft area and all that. You was like, girl, I don't know what you talking about. Well, here you are.
You
You in the house.
I didn't even
I was
know it
up
was
over
gonna be
there
our
before
house.
y'all even got it. Yeah. So
There was another time you
mean,
said you was over here and everybody was sleeping. Zuri was up.
yeah, you said she was turned up that night. I was like, oh, that was me, girl. My bad. I had her up all night. We was chilling. What about you? What the funk? Do you feel like do you have those experiences, and do you feel like you have a duty to look into them, or do you just kind of ignore them?
I always say your dreams are messages from your elders, and
Mm.
to keep your alchemy right, especially if you get one of those dreams that's like super clear and like you remember it like vividly, then it's for a reason. So if I have that dream, then it's not from me, it's from my elders. So it's my duty to give that message to that person and let it be what it is. I had one maybe 2 months ago. This a girl who I kind of know through through YouTube, and I had this vivid dream of her like at this party with these dudes, and she was like plastered out of her mind, and she was trying to get to the hotel room from another like her friends below, and I helped her get there. So I'm like, yo, just to let you know, there was like I had a dream with you, like two white dudes, and they was like trying to get all types of drugs in you, and you were okay. You weren't scared of them. It was like you knew them, but like you were really, really out of it. And when I took you to the room, and you were very thankful that you didn't like do whatever you were about to do in the room with those dudes. I don't know what that shit means. I'm just letting you know that that's what I saw in my dream. Take it how you want to,
Right?
And that is what it is. And then maybe
It's
in the
like
future,
I'm just
it's
dropping
something
the info.
maybe she's in a party.
Right.
Yeah, maybe she'll be in a party and she'll like feel like, oh wow, this is like that scenario that Jason was telling me about. And then that's my alchemy. So when I have those dreams, even if I'm not speaking to that person, or even if we've had a tiff, if I've had a dream, then it's like it's not my duty to hold it and be petty. It's my duty to give it to them and then be done with it. I've done it and like given my message and blocked them right afterwards. Like, hey, I did my part. I ain't supposed to be.
He's like, yeah, I ain't got to stick around to figure out.
Straight savage. If I need to know how to just get the message and cut them off, let me talk to what the funk.
What I saw. Right.
But I think that's important because if you remember in the movie, like all through these generations, her families were having these experiences. And she like was the one to figure out like, oh, it was related to this. It was for this reason. And so apparently they all just like chalked it up to regular stuff. So I have a question because I've had, once again, I be chilling in the astral plane, y'all. It's just like where I feel at home. Apparently, I have no control over it. It just is what it is. One time, I got knocked out of my body in the middle of the day and saw myself in the future. Yeah, that was fun. Sitting in my room.
I can imagine.
Got knocked out, super vertigo, ears ringing, and just got put in the future. I don't really know, but. So I feel I struggle with that sometimes because, and I think that when you're like, I'm married too, so it's just like some people I just be like, yeah, you just not getting the message. I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. So that's definitely something I struggle with because I be like, out of all the people on this plane of existence, why I gotta be me? Why I gotta be the one to tell them? So I just have faith that they'll get the message.
Because you're the one that listens.
A lot of times,
you're the one that sees the message.
But then a lot of times you get that response like they got in the movie. Like, girl, so you had a dream?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So now we all gonna die at 8:42 today?
Right,
okay,
right,
girl.
right.
Like nobody believes that.
Well, now if you having dreams like that, you got to keep those to yourself because
what?
You can't be,
okay, but if she would have kept it herself, they would have died.
Right. And including her, she would have died too.
But still.
And then it just and then it's like a generational curse that just keeps going until somebody breaks the cycle. So I say if you are gifted with
it only worked because she was a female. If she had been a man, nobody would have listened to him. Let me get real clear. If he had been a man, he would have been put in the slammer
he's right.
and locked up.
He's right.
But see,
he's right.
because it was a young girl.
Crazy man.
Listen.
This is my pushback.
Always willing to listen.
No, they barely listen.
But
to her.
But see, this is how the universe and God is all knowing because He don't typically pick. In this situation, He was like, "Let me get this boy who is into her boobies and she cute or whatever." Okay, that's gonna be all the motivation he need to get the job done. All right, so the universe and all His wisdom knows what it takes to get y'all going. He's like, "Yeah, let me get this cute little 15-year-old." You know what I'm saying? Let me. Some 80-year-old dude having this vision they would have been dead.
Right.
And God knows. I know what it takes to get the people.
Yo, Brie, I love you. That's funny.
Right. So if he really need to get the message to Jason, we already know what God gonna send him. He gonna send her with a big old
put nice
it in a curvy
girl.
Now nice curvy girl with a big old round
big
booty. And she got 34, 26, 34. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So, God still wins. He knows what it takes. It's not his fault. That's what it takes. You should just be obedient.
The Lord knows what I want.
The Lord knows what you want. I feel like
He know what you need too.
That's the whole idea with marriage, right? You don't just be marrying and know. I mean, you should have faith that whatever knows what kind of help meet you need. She might irritate you.
Right.
But she might be
gonna motivate you to do some things though.
Oh,
like she irritate me, but she got that nice round booty though.
Yeah. He'll see that booty at the end of the day. He'll be all right.
He gonna be like, right. Yeah. What you say you need me to do now, girl?
I think that's realistic though, because
really? I do agree.
I'm annoying as fuck. So I know my husband, got paid for.
So keep doing your squats. Keep doing your squats.
Keep doing squats.
She knows.
I have redeeming qualities, so I am the balance. We balance each other. I am what he needs in some way, even when I don't understand it. Yeah. Even when it doesn't have to be understood, you just gotta respect it. And I think that's part of like with this whole like when you believe in the spirit world or the higher power, you don't have to understand it to respect it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just it's kind of living in your truth.
With the crystal chick. I don't understand half the shit those crystal women are saying, but I respect it.
They crazy.
Because the crystal sisters, them crystal sisters, they got
what the hell is crystal sisters?
He like them people. I done birthed. Assisted.
The sisters that got crystals with names and shit. The crystal sisters.
Yeah, I've assisted.
Oh, you mean like Emerald and? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
See,
they got
No, 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 no,
I
no.
graphite.
can see you coming into
No,
the
no, no.
hospital with
No,
your
the women who
girl.
actually got
Right.
crystals and
Yeah.
ornaments.
I
I
And
know what you
like
saying.
the
I've been there.
rah
I've
Yeah.
been
and shit. Yeah.
I've been at a
Yeah.
childbirth where the lady was like, I gotta put these crystals under the labor bed. So I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
girl. But that
Gone. Okay.
amniotic fluid don't play. So as long as you cool
Right.
with cleaning it off, hey, do you. I don't get in the way of nobody.
Mhm.
Hey, you know, I've seen
Right.
some crazy births, so that'll be a whole
Yeah.
nother story. But
Mm.
yeah, I think
Oh, we gonna do
that's
a live stream about that?
what about my
About
crazy
what?
birth
A
crazy
live
birth
stream about your
stories.
crazy births? Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
always drop some stories about some of them because I done seen some things.
Man.
Okay,
Let's
but
make a
I
thing
think it's
called Crazy
maybe
Story Night.
yeah. I have to do that on
Right.
Twitch or something.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
on
Do
my
like a
Yeah.
ho-
Twitch
you gotta do
page.
like a horror night, like you got a flashlight and then all black and you say it all scary and
Right.
shit.
I
Right.
Oh
mean,
my God, we
Let
got
me
about
get my
some
red
night.
wine.
it makes you very
Scary
open though.
childbirths, you know.
It makes
Yeah.
you a very open person. I think
Yeah.
that's why I'm so open. But yeah, I'm be honest, I do struggle with my spiritual standing. I don't know why I'm special. It's kind, sorry, God, but it be annoying sometimes. It's a little annoying, It's like why I gotta
Yeah.
be me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, why gotta be me? Is that what you
yeah,
said?
like
It could be
sometimes I be like,
no
why?
one better.
I
It
just
can be
I
no one
always
Exactly.
better.
struggle with that.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is that you may
It could be
struggle with
no
the
one
breed,
better.
but the
Midwife
thing
horror
is,
story.
you were picked
Yeah.
for a reason.
Yeah, see, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Yeah.
have that need of external validation in me strong like that. I'm cool being a normal person. I don't need to be a
Right.
hero. I don't need to
And
save the world. I'm
Normal
good.
right.
I
sucks.
feel the
Do you
same. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that,
Because it's like I don't want all that responsibility because I have enough. If I'm a father and I have kids and I have a wife, what I
Hey, that's
need
my
more
husband. He
for?
just made it.
what's up?
So if
Okay.
y'all want to ask him something about like what I said,
Okay.
we be doing the most. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like when we was talking about that, it's like, yeah, he God bless him. That's
Right.
all I say. God
I
bless
feel that. I feel the same for my husband sometimes. Like when we be up here chilling, watching TV, and then I'll pause and be like, you know what I think about that
him.
part? He be like, can we just wait till after the movie? I be like, no, because by that time you're gonna be tired and you're gonna tell me we're gonna time to go to sleep and I'm not gonna get it out.
Bless their souls.
Right.
I mean, that would be a hassle, but I guess I'd be open to it. Along, okay, it has to be like maybe like one time in the week you do that.
Uh-huh. But go ahead. What'd you say?
What'd you
What's
say,
the font?
Jason?
I
What the
said,
fun? I don't know which one
in
to
your
call you.
marriage,
You could call.
Jason, call him Jason.
Do you think that you're doing 70% of the talking, he's doing 30% of the listening, or do you think
It's
about
90.
even?
It's
do you
90% for me. 90%.
90% you
Damn.
talking.
What about you, Mrs.?
Yeah. Me?
Whew.
Okay. Now
90% of you
okay.
talking.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like it's more of a like 60-40 thing now. Like at first I was 90-10, but now we kind of like 60-40. We kind of coming to the middle.
I'm just looking at it as a span of a whole. Now let us start talking about something we're both into. Like we started talking about like there's something we're both nerds. There's some things we're both really into. We will have 50-50 conversations about those things. But you're talking about in the span of like including just everyday logistical life talking.
Yeah, probably 90-10.
90.
I'm still probably 90-10 in it.
Damn.
Yeah.
But look, okay.
I mean, if you can contribute to the conversations you really care about, that's all I care about. I don't need my husband to talk as much as me. I talk to myself. My brain never stops going.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm the overthinker in our situation. So my poor
See, that's
husband.
what I said. He said my words are to the point. That's him.
That's what's up, man. Hey, yo,
means what he
I respect you. That's what's up. I'm the same
what
way.
He says.
Words mean something.
We used to have this fight. I used to be like, "What are you thinking about?" He'd say, "Nothing," and I'd say, "How
that's impossible.
How does one do that?"
Right.
And you'd be like, "What do you mean? You just aren't thinking
It's so
about
possible,
anything."
though. It really is.
I've never experienced that in my life.
Me neither.
I don't know how does that feel?
It's a great feeling. Try it out. It's awesome.
See, I can't believe that. So you're not thinking like about a wall, like, oh, the sky's blue, like nothing? Like, is there really
Why would I be thinking about
a
wall? I'm just looking at the wall.
I don't know, because it's
I mean, not a simple what I'm gonna do tonight when it's time to relax. Like, No,
No?
nothing.
Y'all ain't never been in school where y'all just be in school and the teacher be talking about something and you just in a whole different.
No. Yeah, but I'm thinking
No.
about
that's just
something
me.
else,
Okay.
though. I'm thinking about something else.
No,
Yeah.
Like it's
not thinking about nothing. Just okay. Have you ever been like somebody a boss trying to tell you
Your
something and
mind.
you just looking through them like
CJ,
Must be nice
you ain't
technically.
thinking
I
about
know
nothing. You
that's
just looking right
that's
through
only
them.
something men do. I've seen my
Yeah.
husband do it to me while I was talking, and I was like, "Come
Yeah.
back! I see you.
Right.
You left. No, come back. I'm talking to him.
Like you say, did you
Well,
really
your
say
husband
come
just
back?
I
said it,
saw
right?
you.
Really?
Right. And
What you say,
I
Jay?
see my husband's timeline, like the minutes going down as I'm talking. I'm like, oh, I'm about to lose him right here.
Yeah, I
I
can
got
see when
20
y'all do that.
seconds.
We can see it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely can see it. His eyes
Yeah.
change.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this is what y'all
They
like.
do
Y'all are gonna
though.
if you're gonna get married one day, like I mean that's
I
the
mean,
reality. I mean I'm
yeah.
pretty
Well,
chill,
what
but
is reality? More often than not, it's just a matter of you make it the perception of like what you want. But I would say there's a lot more that goes into it, and that's always not thought about a lot by most people.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at these
We laughing
comments.
at this
Yella
comment.
said
I'm
nothing
sorry,
is
Jay.
something. Nothing is nothing. That's not a true
No.
statement, Yella.
No.
And my husband said that's because
Oh,
I heard the point
You heard
3
the point
minutes
3
ago.
minutes?
You
yeah.
don't know that. You didn't
Well,
let me
actually,
get
hold
to
on.
the.
Let me finish.
Oh, go ahead, Shy. Go ahead, Shy.
No,
No, go ahead, Jay. No, we
I was
thank.
saying that's
Oh,
what I
okay.
was responding to her. Go ahead.
Yellow's funny. He actually had a comment in there, and I actually want to answer it for him because
What?
I'm the one that
Okay.
speaks it full on Japanese. He said like, "Who hurt you in Japanese?" Which is
Oh
funny
yeah,
as heck. That's
yeah.
an easy one. So Yellow, make sure you can hear this very thoroughly.
Oh no,
It's
I think that was
anata.
what the funk.
No. It said
It
Yellow.
was Yellow.
Yellow
Oh
had that in
okay.
the comment.
Oh yeah, it was yellow.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
Who
Yellow.
hurt you in Japanese? Which is like I said, it's funny to me when he says that. So brother, I want you to listen very clearly. It's very simple. It's anata o kizu sikeru hito. That's how you spell who hurt you.
Okay.
Literally.
Yellow
You're
saying
welcome.
that because we were dragging him on his podcast when he was up there talking greasy, but I'm not getting to
He-
that.
he
And
said-
we asked him who hurt him.
he
He
said
said
that's
that
He
why
was
we are
talking grease.
awesome.
he was talking greasy. He made me get up on that panel in that
Talking
night.
greasy? Wow.
Girl, he made you get on that panel. How?
Because what he was saying was crazy.
What was he talking
So
like a Kansas City? A Kansas City?
no, he was
What
saying
cult?
that no. Okay, I'm just gonna. We're not gonna have this argument. I'm just gonna tell y'all what he said.
We don't
and we're
want to
gonna move
revisit it
on.
no more.
And we gonna
What
move
Yellow
on.
Okay.
said was if a man DMs a woman and it's not like for a purpose like business or something like that, right? It's just like, the guy, the hey big head text is like when if a man message me, say he says, hello, how are you? And I respond, I'm cheating. He said, I'm cheating. Now, I was specific. I said, okay, so am I like, did he state his intention to hit on me before I responded? Because sometimes people just say, hey, and then you respond back, hey, how are you? And then they make their intentions known. He said that's cheating. Okay, we're not having this argument. We're gonna
Look
move
at
on.
their faces. They both are like confused.
That's what he said. The trick is to look like you're listening and hope she doesn't ask follow-ups. But this is the thing, Yellow. We always ask follow-ups because we see it in your eyes when you stop listening. We saw
you
it.
ain't learned that by
So now we,
Yellow.
yeah,
what
we
did I just say? What did I just say? And then
what
we
you
like,
say?
shit. Ooh, I hate when women do that shit. What did I just say? And you like,
well, don't zone out.
Women always be like, what did I just say?
Yeah. Don't zone out.
We don't know.
Because we see it. We right here. Like we be run, our mouth be moving, but because we are overthinkers, we're also kind of multitaskers in the sense that we can be talking and then also paying attention to what y'all doing, how y'all responding. If your eyebrow go up a certain way, we can tell. Like we see. I
can just
sorry.
see when he goes to the cave. It's like I can see in his soul. And in Fight Club, when you remember the movie Fight Club when they go into the cave?
I do. Yeah.
And the little penguin comes out and says, "Fly." That's where my husband goes when I'm talking to him. I know it. I've seen him.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we could see it. So that's part of the union.
It's a happy place. It really is. You should. It's a happy place.
I've never been there.
My brain is literally a ticking time bomb when I'm talking to him. I can see it. Like if I don't
got about
stop,
3 sentences, you get like 3 to 5 sentences.
Yeah, the whole thing just goes like
yeah, and you get like 2 questions, I think, and then you're grilling me after that. So
and then
No,
we
I just
can't.
stopped everything. I know that this will take a while.
I think over the years he's gotten better at like, let me just let her talk until she starts crying, and then once she starts crying, I know that we're
She got
getting
it
to
out.
the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Bree was I can touch up on that because I was connected with this particular girl, and the thing is, I let her speak for like about how long? How long did that conversation take? She went on about. Damn. I'm okay. I lost count after an hour.
Oh yeah. Just let her
When
keep
he
going,
passed an
bro.
hour, then I'm like, okay, I'll pick up the important parts that she picked out, and that's what I did, and that's what I did. And after that, it was better. Like, so you took an hour to tell me all of this stems from just 3 things that you said, but you kind of reinstated the same thing because I'm good at listening. I'm really good at listening.
Yeah.
Even if it's like
I think men are really good at listening.
You guys don't realize y'all do a really good job at listening, because when my husband really listened to me, like at the end of the conversation, he was able to drop some wisdom on my thoughts and like help me clarify it. It was beautiful. It was like we was like making some melodies together, just talking.
That's good.
Yeah.
After she does all that, all you have to do is say what I heard you saying. Like I do that to people. What I heard you saying. That way we know you were listening.
You said melodies together. You a whole orchestra, and he's the triangle. It was
what
he the triangle? A whole orchestra, and he had the little triangle thing. That was his only part.
He just got to come in on cue with the thing.
Symphony. He did one part.
But if he gets into his cue and he hits that triangle at the right moment, that's all. When it comes time for the triangle and you ain't hitting the triangle, now we know you're not listening.
Right. And if you ain't hitting the right note on the triangle, then you really screwed. Because now
you don't even know what song we playing.
Your husband is good.
And then we gotta go back to the beginning. What'd you say, Jay?
No, my husband said they say the same thing half a dozen times. We do. I do. I know I'm crazy. That's really all you really should need the woman to realize. I think when you're, we talk about that a lot. I think when you're in your feminine energy and you're comfortable with it, you just take what comes with it. And I know that's part of it. It's like, I'm a feminine female. And I'm just gonna be doing what we do, which is working ourselves into a tizzy. It's our talent.
Yep.
Talent or
it's our talent.
Yeah.
If you don't let us channel it the way we need to, we just gonna make up stuff to be mad about.
Right. And then we're gonna come up with the wrong scenarios in our heads. Then when we try to talk to you about the scenario we came up with, like I told you, my husband's brain is a ticking time bomb.
Nope,
it's gonna really
that's why a girl that's why you get a woman a parrot. So she has to hear the same shit that she's been saying.
A parrot.
A parrot. Yeah, you gonna hear everything that I have to hear. So you're gonna get a parrot when that parrot's annoying.
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing you don't understand. We enjoy this because guess what? When I'm not complaining or talking my husband's ear out, I call Shy Cutie. We talk to each other.
Yeah, we talk to each other. Boom.
And then I have a stream and I talk. And then I go on other people's stream and talk. So you're not gonna stop me from doing that. It's just what we do.
No, it's just like you need a release, and I understand that. So, I understood that about women a very long time ago. That sometimes need a release to like vent something because even they're not technically you should not bottle anything. A woman. That's dangerous as opposed to a man because
that's toxic. That's toxic. We know when you're doing that.
But listen, whoever Yellow, that's bad advice. If I'm with
that is
woman
bad.
And I say like for 7 minutes. I'm telling her, look, I gotta go because you can literally be talking to yourself. Like I don't need to be here for this.
Talk past people.
But it's about you. You have to be
games,
there.
I keep making music. No, I don't have. No, talk to your damn self. I'm sorry. If I've been there for 7 minutes and all I've been like,
7 minutes?
No, you don't. You don't need me there. Your subconscious thinks you need me there because you don't want to be looking crazy talking to yourself. You don't need me there.
That's true.
I
don't have no mirror.
No, I don't either.
Sometimes I had the conversation by myself before I had it.
Yeah.
So,
Or you
we
might be thinking out loud.
please let me
People
off the
try to
phone.
think out
I
loud.
be begging women.
sometimes
Please
it's
let me off
really
the phone. Please
but
let me
They're
go.
sometimes
muted.
it's a
Please let me
stream of
know.
consciousness thing. It's a
Yeah,
stream of
it is.
consciousness thing sometimes.
Jason said, "I'm not
I
impressed."
definitely know for my brain, like sometimes until I say it out loud, some connections are not made.
Right.
And we
Yes.
definitely had a situation like that where I think I was just overwhelmed with life and everything, and I just really had to have the space to like let my stream of consciousness come out. And then I was like, "Oh," he was like, "So what do you want?" I was like, "I don't know, but I feel better." That was the
Okay.
end of the conversation. That was the end of the conversation.
I mean,
No
okay,
solutions.
I got you.
Yeah.
So it
Just
was the fact that he was there to hear you, and then he
Yeah.
pointed out. Then he asked you the
That's
question
all they
afterwards.
want.
Yeah.
yeah, he was just like, "I hear
Yeah.
you saying you're not happy. Do you know what
They
you
don't
need
want
to
no
do?"
advice. They don't want none of that. They just want to be listened to half the time.
No,
And that's
if you
Don't
have
be
okay.
mad.
advice,
Gave advice.
That's
but
okay.
if you
That was
have
my
it,
sister.
if you if you have encouraging advice at that time when we're in our most vulnerable state, then we
Right.
do hear you. But if you come in there and be like, well, you just crazy and you need to
Don't say
stop
that to me.
doing,
Ooh,
don't
That's
don't
say
not
say that to
that.
me.
advice.
No,
Ooh, don't say you
no,
crazy.
don't do that.
You
Cause I
might
mean,
be
Ooh, don't
crazy.
call me crazy.
right.
Yeah,
Cause
when you call
we
me
already
crazy, it
know
get real
that. We
crazy.
don't
It's a
need
moot point. It would be like me saying, "Oh, you're black today." Okay.
right.
What that have to
Okay.
do with anything I said?
You didn't add any value to this conversation. And on top of
Right.
that, it's toxic.
I just
And
ask,
you
are
did
you
not
hungry?
help.
I'd be like, have you eaten yet?
Right.
Somebody, are you hungry?
And they'd be like,
That's
no,
Right.
I
okay.
haven't.
I might be.
That's
That's
all you gotta,
cool. I might be.
Jay, just say that. Be like, when they start talking a whole lot, be
Yeah.
like, have you eaten? I'd be like, no.
You know what's even
Okay, let's
better?
eat. And then we talk about
When you know what's even
what?
better if you say, all right, babe, I'm gonna take you to this place and get you some food. Boom. And you just make the decision.
Oh,
Nah, leave me
no,
at the house. I don't want to go. I just want
Well,
to stay home.
sometimes
that's
I want to
worse for
go.
me.
Well, Breeze,
That's
that's a
not
little
better for
different for
me.
me because I take see for me, I get away from the food when we talk because I don't like distractions in a way. But
Right.
sometimes I set the mood and I like we literally walk in the park and literally, or when we're doing our job, we talk. That's
I
how I'm like
really,
I've mitigated some of that stuff when they're trying to vent to me or trying to talk to me about something.
but I
So
think typically though,
yeah,
if your partner, I'm gonna be honest, if your partner is happy with
Yeah.
themselves for the most part, the times you have to have those kind of conversations are very few and far in
Yeah,
between.
it's definitely
Yellow said I really
agree.
don't listen because if I hear crazy stuff, I
I have
respond.
no
That gets me in
filter.
trouble. I mean,
You have no filter.
I don't think, and that's the thing. I think we both said this. I don't require you to have a filter. If honestly,
Yeah.
I want to hear what you think about me. Like I want to hear it, even if it's not nice, because
Yeah.
it just because you don't say it doesn't mean it's gonna go away.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely want you to call me out, even if it's not nice. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think we require niceness.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
Yeah.
no, I
Sometimes
mean now you don't have to be
No,
an
no, no, no.
asshole,
I'm
but
not.
oh,
I'm joking when you say that, but
oh yeah, well,
I always say mean what you say, what you mean, and mean what you say because
yeah.
be specific with your words when you
oh
say that.
no, my brother is mean. My
Oh,
brother is
yeah.
mean. Okay, I
Yeah.
grew up with him.
Your brother.
Yeah, I'm just
Yes,
like
my
him. Her
husband, her
husband,
brother.
he's mean. Yeah, and I grew up around that. My
Yeah.
family, I'm
The
actually
irony.
mean to some people.
What?
I'm mean.
No, I mean, I said, oh, the irony is just like, yo,
Right.
Yeah.
so, yo, her mean brother is your husband,
Hmm.
but you can call you can handle him, and
Yeah.
and that's crazy.
Yeah, I
No,
think
no, no. I respect what you guys have. I'm not laughing at y'all. I'm laughing at
no.
the irony
Well,
of it
I got you.
Yeah,
because
because
Yeah.
I think
because-
people think that like when they say you're mean, it's like that doesn't mean
Yeah.
you're not right. And
right,
once again, my
Yeah.
yeah,
husband's to the point, so it comes out very like it's not really much fluff in there.
Right.
So
I
sometimes that
mean,
can be interpreted as mean. So I'd rather
yeah.
you not think about coming off mean because if you're saying
Right.
something that's like not the best, nobody wants to see themselves in a negative way. So a lot of
Hmm.
times if you call out a negative behavior or action or personality trait, most people are gonna by default just be defensive. That
well,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that it shouldn't
yeah,
be said, you
definitely.
know?
Right.
The thing is for me, like, I always say, listen, I'm truthful. I'm not gonna lie to you, and if you want me to sugarcoat stuff
Yeah.
to make you feel better, that's hard for me because more often than not, I can say it in a nicer tone if you want, but I'm very direct with what I speak. I cannot like lie to you, because if
Right.
I
Yeah.
exaggerate anything, that's lying. I don't
Yeah.
care what anyone
Right.
tells me. By the definition, that is lying, and I can't do that.
Mhm.
So I'd be
Yeah.
like, "No, babe, your chest is out on that. Your chest is out. So no, that one doesn't look
Yeah.
better on you. That's more better
Right.
for me to look at, not for when we're out in public. So yeah, I'm gonna tell her.
Right.
I'm gonna tell her that. I'm not gonna lie to her. So because you know, like if we lie, then we're just gonna let you just do all kinds of stuff. But the thing is,
Yeah.
whenever you're having conversations like with your man,
Mhm.
he's sitting there listening to you. The thing is, like I said, we will listen to you. The thing is, we don't want you to get into a melodrama merry-go-round was what I call it.
But
Dun,
see,
dun,
that's
dun, dun, dun,
not
dun,
see, that's
dun,
where the
dun, dun.
problem comes. You can't control how people respond to the
Right.
truth. That's not your burden to carry. You should tell
Yes,
people the
it's not.
truth. And I think you could
Yeah.
tell mean truths in nice ways. I don't think
Yeah.
or not jerk ways, I would say.
Right.
But I think you have to also once again understand if you're telling somebody something negative that is probably not something that, especially if nobody's ever told them that,
Right. They're gonna
initially
be
you're gonna
like,
get pushback. They're gonna
Oh
oh
yeah,
deny
yeah.
of
it. They're
course.
gonna get upset. But
Yeah.
I mean,
And I think they
But
need it personally for me, because if
yeah,
they've never been told no their
sometimes they
whole
do.
life, no,
Yeah.
to me
right.
it's like a child. Like no, like you have to understand.
Yeah.
Like because I've always said ignorance is something you can always come back. Man and woman, you can come back from that. That's not a problem. Stupidity is
Right.
a whole different thing. They don't understand. No,
Mhm.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
And I learned that in college. Actually, college. Yeah, I learned that in college more often than not.
Mhm.
And that was
Mhm.
one of the biggest things. I had a conversation with the ladies who were nursing, and we had talked about this because I was in a whole group with them, and I had to talk with them about something because I was writing a report for something. And that was
Mhm.
one thing that came up to them, and they weren't surprised. Is that what was surprising is that they got it of what I was saying, because they were cognizant of
Mhm.
like the things I was asking. So they had no stupidity. Some were ignorant to a few things, but they even said like, "Well, that's something I didn't know," and I'm like,
Mhm.
"That meant you stupid." The fact that you said you didn't know, but also I'm willing to go back and study on it, that's an
Right.
improvement on your part. But the thing is, so if I was lie, Jay,
He's saying lie.
like
He's
the,
because we
the
were
pins
saying
on it.
tell the truth. Telling the truth is better. He's
No,
saying
Yeah.
no,
no, that's a lie.
hold on. I'll get to what he said in a second because that's funny, but I'm not gonna laugh
He a
because
little
y'all two made
toxic.
me cry laugh earlier, so that was
Yella,
funny.
don't be coming out here being greasy
Eh,
now.
Yellow.
but if I were to but Bree said she can handle it, I would say, well, Bree, I think okay, I'll say this.
Mhm.
Bree, you have some nice cat ears. Well, but all in all, I think your cat might be a terrible thing
Mhm.
if I say that. But
Mhm.
because I haven't met your cat, but the thing is, I can't make that assumption off of all I can judge your interactions with your cat is through camera. That's
Mhm.
about it. That's all I
Right.
can do.
Mhm.
The only the positive I see is the positive I see is how you talking around with people. I haven't met you fully, so I cannot make a judgment on you whatsoever.
Right.
Which is why I don't really tend to judge people. I just really
Yeah.
tend to evaluate. I just
Right.
evaluate.
Right.
That's just how I do
Yeah.
things.
Observe. Yeah.
With
Yeah.
that being
Yeah.
said, that means that's why it's even more important if somebody's your partner that you do have the special
Mhm.
perspective on their life and you have
Yeah.
that spot to be able to tell them things other people can't just tell them.
Yeah.
Because if it's somebody that you live with every day who sees you every day, you do kind of have to stop and think like, dang, they see me every day. This is
Right.
somebody like in our case, oh, I married this person. Why would they be out here trying to like just a lot
Yeah.
like what would be the point of him telling me something that wasn't true about myself? Like, what would
Right.
be, so just
Yeah.
Mhm.
in like not remembering this is who you married, this y'all on the same
Exactly.
team. It's like,
You're on the
Yeah.
same team.
yeah,
Like
he's not my
Yeah.
enemy, so why
yeah,
would he
that's
be
your
telling
enemy.
me
Exactly.
that?
You guys
Yeah.
are technical. Okay, so the best way to say it in Wakandan terms, you guys are like literally you guys are warriors, both like pairing warriors. And the thing is, as long as you don't let anything interrupt the pact that you guys have, then you guys are technically indestructible and invisible.
Right.
Like I
That's
said,
not to say I
it's just
don't be
it's up
trying.
to the
We be
both of
still
you.
sabotaging.
Yeah, exactly. It's just up
We.
to the both of you to uphold both of that. Like I said,
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
modicum of peace, aka I call my own place my own sanctuary for a reason. You
Mhm.
both build it in the sense of like this is our sanctuary. Nobody comes and disturbs this. Whatever we talk about, we keep that between the two of us. But like we also have interpersonal family that talks like you two talk to each other. That's not
Mhm.
bad.
Mhm.
That's fine. I think
Yeah.
generally
Yeah.
that's fine, especially if y'all know each other. If y'all first of all y'all know each other as brothers. That that in itself y'all could not keep
No,
that
no,
to
I didn't
myself.
marry her brother, but she
Oh,
married
okay.
mine.
You
I
married
But
married her
they,
brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
you. But yeah, that
Yeah.
connection is there. So therefore,
Yeah.
that gives you more. No, that
I
gives you another outlet to
right.
talk to.
Yeah,
someone that
I'm
comes from
definitely a
family.
safe female. Like she could take that whole like, oh, if I tell this woman too much about my man, she gonna sleep with him. Like never gonna
Yeah,
happen
no.
because you're married to
Right.
my brother.
No,
So
no, no,
it's
Right.
no,
nice to
no.
be able to have a safe female because every free female friend isn't a safe
It's
female
not
friend.
safe. No. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I think it's even better in our case because it's like,
Oh, okay.
And I look at her husband like a big brother, honestly. I'd be
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
yeah,
Because my sister-in-law that my brother is married, I see her as like another sister for me to look out for, another
yeah,
sister to
mhm.
help in case things get dire. Even though that's really all his job, is what I told him. Hey, listen, if you ain't around, I got her back. I'll let you know what
Yeah.
happened, and then how you want to choose to handle the
Mhm.
situation afterwards with the cat. Trust me, we'll snuff it out if we got to.
yeah.
Right.
But
Family
Right.
things
connections
like that.
are like bonus connections, I think.
They are. I think
Mhm.
so too.
Root wrapping it back around like
Right.
connections and like what kind you want to form. I definitely think family
Yeah.
connections are great. Like anything that's kind of just given to you, I think it's always great because it's just another connect. Like, yeah, sometimes you do have to cut family off, but chosen family is even better. Like in-laws and stuff, sometimes I think they're like great because it's like
Hmm.
Yeah,
somebody that was chosen to enter into,
you're
the
like,
Yeah.
family. And so I
Yeah.
always like I think that's a great thing. And I do know some people have negative feelings about in-laws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not
mm,
always the case. It's not always the case that
50-50
everybody
on
gets
that, I think.
along.
Because they
Yeah.
Yeah.
could be people, or they could be people who just, they'll talk to you every now and then, but maybe they don't see the best things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Hmm.
not as my bad guys, but maybe it's not like
Hmm.
the best thing to say. But the thing is,
Right.
you wanted their perspective, right? So you actually heard it, but at least they didn't say like, I don't know how you talking about. Don't talk to me. I rather them
Mhm.
talk to me. I mean, I'll say I rather this. I rather I rather them actually have a conversation with me and then give me their perspective, and I spend a couple of days thinking on it, especially if they
Hmm.
had gone through something similar. So
Right.
I don't think it's a bad thing personally.
No.
For me anyway. Like I said, it depends on what you're saying. Like I said, if
Yeah.
I like I said, if I marry a Japanese woman and I get we're connected to her family and I have conversation with her father, because that's actually something I look forward to, that pairing
Hmm.
with her father and me connecting with him, because I'm curious what wisdom and advice he could give me to make me even better.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
married his daughter, but doesn't mean I can't still be like a better person too as a result of not
Right.
Yeah.
speaking to him.
Yeah.
I think
So
you
But
should look at it. You should look at it
yeah.
that way. I mean, I get along with my in-laws, all of them. Like I said, but I'm the type that sees any extra interpersonal relationships that are like chosen are great. Like I have a
Hmm.
bonus baby. Like I'm so grateful I did not have to birth her out of my body. So I
Hmm.
just like, yay, I get a free kid. Like
Right.
I think having extra connections should always be looked at as like a good thing. And I just
It
think
is.
sometimes over here it's like I don't know what's wrong with people. People don't
I know.
always find,
They
and
don't.
the
who you
gift
telling,
of,
sister?
huh?
Mm.
So who
What
you
you?
telling? Like, you
I
asking me what's
know
wrong
Right.
it
with
doesn't
people?
seem
Like,
like interpersonal relationships are
hmm,
like seen as a
Hmm.
gift or
yeah,
No, it's seen as a
something.
burden nowadays more so than it
Yeah.
right.
is
People
as
don't
a
want to do
gift.
that. Personal people don't want to have them. And I think personally, they think they reject it because of like maybe psychotic trauma, or just stereotypical propaganda that they just keep hearing. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
and I think the thing is, for them, they don't certain people don't connect because they like the ability to connect with another person. They like the ability to
Mhm.
let someone in, to let to keep their that shroud around them, which I did have
Mhm.
a shroud
Right.
around me at a certain point in time. But the thing is, I let the shroud go, and I just open myself up to different people. And some hurt me, and some didn't. But in a sense,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about like hurt me in the sense, I'm talking about like some, I tried,
Hmm.
like I said, I gave them a chance, and after that, never again after
It's
that. So it's just like
right.
that's how you
Right.
have to learn, and you kind of have to do. Kids kind of have to learn that too at a young age.
Yeah.
No matter how well we teach them, they're gonna make that one that is gonna be good for them. They can have that first
Hmm.
burn, man or girl, and
Yep.
then after they're gonna learn from it, and they just learn to avoid people
Exactly.
like that. It's just a matter of
Yep.
just knowing. It's a matter of you congregating and utilizing your talents to know what people that you want to be around, or who you choose
Yeah.
to let
Hmm.
around. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
You have to have
I,
a
I could
strong
I
sense.
could make a whole stream about this, about like interpersonal connections with people, because technically whenever you have a conversation with somebody, I told them this, like, fights like in anime are not about fights. Fights are always about underlining personal ideologies that are clashing. That's always been
Mhm.
Hmm.
the thing. It's never
Yeah.
been just
I have the bigger fist, so therefore I'm winning. Like, no, it's not the reason. It's a clash of ideals and how the person's upbringing. It's like two upbringings are clashing with one another, and each one.
That's the challenge. That's literally the challenge of marriage, and why most marriages don't.
Every
because
time.
you're having people that come from two different backgrounds, two different households. Like I came from a one-parent household, and my husband came from a two-parent household.
Yeah, you're
so there's always, that clash between how I think things are supposed to go, how he thinks things are supposed to go. So that's it. I agree with that. That's most of the time where the interpersonal, and so same with like her husband and I come from the same household. So I'm sure she can see some of the same themes and like how we carry ourselves across, even though we're different genders, by a husband get a kid free. Get a kid free, right? Yes. One less child I have to push out of myself.
Right.
So yes. Come on. Let's go. That's for the birds.
And I do agree with you, ladies. It's just a matter of hold on.
Oh, he had to mute.
Okay.
But I definitely think that is where the clash comes in a lot of times.
It is.
You gotta be, I think, like even talking about unions and like who you choose to connect with. That's why I think you have to be choosy about it, because if you choose to connect with a person, it definitely helps you if you understand something about that person, like where they're coming from, and then do you want to fight that fight to maintain that connection, because it's always going to be a fight, like Jay said, not in a negative way, but if you're choosing to, like in marriage, we're talking about the union of marriage. If you're choosing to marry this person, okay, I came from a household, which is why it's important to meet each other's family. The household I came from, the structure I came from. You literally met my mother. You see how she is. Okay, so understand that if you marry me, some of that's probably going to trickle down into our interactions with each other.
That's true.
What do you think, Shy Cutie?
I definitely agree. Yeah, I like, it makes me even more appreciative of like my relationship with my husband, even because there was a lot of things that we've had similarities in, as far as like I was the girl growing up in a household without the father, and then he was a male that grew up in similar situations. Not to say his father was definitely more involved than my father was, but I just think that to some degree we both understood the actual missing that actual presence of the father figure being in the same household, and so
Yellow was complimenting.
You want to read his comment real quick? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said, "This is why I rock with Jay. That man thinks on a whole nother way. He knows what he wants." That was a compliment to you. But but I think it also, like, y'all have even a more different dynamic than me and my husband, because my husband came from a 2-parent household, and like y'all both came from 1-parent household.
Right. And I think the only difference is that I'm a male. I mean, shoot.
You could be whatever you want, baby. It's 2022.
Right. Non-binary.
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 Right.
I love that word.
They.
Woke up feeling non-binary.
Right. But no, I think that though, because of that though, I think that there's a lot of qualities and things that I had that would kind of help him to some degree, because I mean, how how to be a man if you don't grow up in a household watching that play out, And so I think that just having conversations about what I missed as the little girl growing up kind of helped him to figure out what kind of father he wanted, because now he has a daughter, and she's getting to see a two family household, something that me and my husband both missed a little bit. And then also he's helping me.
You know how my mama is, though.
Oh yeah, Mama Lois, I love her though. But
she's the nicest person in the world.
She's the best.
She does not be trying to do. My mama was like, "Nah, I'm good on that gender role stuff."
Right.
Hard pass. What do you mean?
No, thank you. Right.
I'm a pass.
Right.
Hard pass to the left.
Hard pass.
So
she was like, I've been
nah.
independent since day one.
Right.
Okay?
I can do it by myself.
Right.
And one thing about her, she is happy about it. She's still to this day in her old age happy about it. You hear some women who be like, "Oh, independent." Then when they get old, they want to settle down. My mom was like, "Never again." Absolutely.
Her mom
we tried to marry her off.
Right.
Marry her
So
off.
we tried to marry her off like 3 times. Like, she would get these
Yeah.
really nice men who are like,
Yeah.
into her
Nope.
and stuff, and she'd be like, "Nah, I'm good." So
No, I'm
she is
good.
Well,
She's not.
as
that's
long as
where
she
I
Go ahead.
consistent with it, yeah.
She's
she's
not
not
your
interested.
typical, like, if you can give her the nicest looking thing and she just be
No.
like, he just the
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But
So I'm like one of those women they be talking about on the panels, like, your
Right.
mom, yeah.
Yeah.
See, my husband, you said living her
Right.
best life.
living her best.
Exactly.
But is a kind
That's
person,
right.
but I just like, this is where I come from, y'all. Like, I don't know what you
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
I like, once again, some stuff just goes over my head. I don't have a problem admitting that though. Like some stuff
Right.
about what a man wants. Girl,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And
Like,
see,
You are.
beyond the obvious stuff, you just be like,
so she's the kid whisperer and I'm the man whisperer.
yeah, I'd be like, girl, what is man? I don't know what you're
We
talking
be having, I'd be like, see, what he really was saying was this.
I mean, there's
And
some
then,
stuff that's easy
That's
to figure out,
crazy.
but I think it's the nuanced interactions that, but I think
yeah,
that's important. Like,
it
once
is.
again, talking about unions and who you, even when I hear these panels, what really bothers me to no end. You come on a panel, you say you are all for black marriages. Black men need to marry black women. Then
Right.
you proceed to drag the gaps in understanding that a woman who probably comes from a single parent home will bring to a marriage. I just don't get it. Like,
Oh,
I actually
okay, I
have
see
more
what you're saying.
respect. Yeah, I have more
Yeah.
respect for somebody being like, I know what I'm probably going to inherit if I were to marry a black woman, right? Like, I know that. So I'm choosing that I don't want a black woman. I actually have I honestly feel
Respect
no
for
type
that.
of way about that. I have respect,
Right.
especially if you found that you relate more to another culture or how they
Right.
live.
Right.
I honestly have no problem with that, because understand, if you marry somebody who comes from this place, there are
Right.
going to be some gaps in their understanding, and if you can't handle that, or you don't want to have to fight through that, you don't want to have to work through that, that
Right.
is your choice to make. That
Exactly.
person is better off being with somebody who's going to be more understanding. If you can't be understanding and flexible, child, leave her alone.
Yeah,
Leave
just
Yep.
her
let her
alone.
be. And go find
Yeah.
you something
Go
that
find
matches what
you
you're trying
some
to get.
exactly. So
I
that
would say go
bothers
to a
me.
place where you're trying to find what you look for, but
Yeah.
I think the thing is, don't push that stigma on other people who haven't had what you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about, and I think that needs to stop.
Right.
And I
Mm-hmm.
at least for the sisters, I'll say this: for the sisters who have the rarities, let's talk about the rarities. The
Mhm.
rarities that have found a dude and they're cool and they're fine, because I've seen it too from
Mhm.
like love and stuff. I've seen it. They're fine. She she don't give him hell. He don't give her hell. They're fine.
Right.
The
Mm-hmm.
difference is they just tell everybody else who in a relationship to shut the hell up. And I respect
Right.
that more.
Right.
Thank you for saying it.
Exactly.
That's what I would have said.
Yeah.
Listen, you ain't in my
Yeah.
business. Shut the hell up. Get out of here. You ain't in the
Right.
you're in our little covenant we got here. You ain't
And
here
just
Right.
and
about
just like
social.
I think the spirit of cooperation,
Yeah.
understanding can
Mm-hmm.
take you a
Mm-hmm.
long way. Just
It
realize
can.
this person is like not gonna have all the stuff, but if that's important to you, do it. If it's important to you to marry a black person, like for me, after I dated other races and cultures, I ultimately landed on I want to marry a black person, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
exactly.
I
Ain't no wrong
understood
with that.
that there were going to be
Yeah.
some things that come with that because of just
Right.
what it means to
Because
be
we
black
we
in America.
we
So
know.
I understood that, and
Mm-hmm.
so I think it just puts you in a better place to be like, I'm gonna be a little more gracious when it comes to that. Like, my husband has to be very gracious with me about some stuff
Mm-hmm.
because I just didn't
Yeah.
grow up seeing it. But I think that,
Exactly.
like, I understand that I lack that knowledge in that space. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't be trying to fake the funk.
Right.
No,
I'm
Yeah.
like,
that's
child, I
good.
don't know what you want. You gonna
Right.
you gonna have to tell
And
me.
to the thing,
She be like,
is, I don't expect her to be Supergirl. Like that's the difference. Like I expect to tell the ladies, like, don't expect Superman because no man is
Right.
Superman. I don't care how good, I don't care how
right.
rich he is, how whatever he is, he's not Superman. Because you're trying to
Exactly.
ask for that, and that's damn near impossible. So I say,
Yeah.
if that's the case, if
Mm-hmm.
you might as well marry the robots that are coming out now. You can marry those.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
You be good.
I can
Yeah.
guarantee this is what
They give you
everything that you
everything
want.
you want.
Everything you want,
Right.
but the thing is, you're going to be miserable. That's what it is.
And that's why
What
I
is
be
it?
saying,
What was
don't
it?
marry
I
me
think the
expecting
question was asked
tradition.
about something like that. If you said, would you rather be a happy moron or a miserable genius?
Right.
And the
Right.
miserable geniuses tend to go out really, really bad. to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
you
at
you
the
need
end,
that.
yeah, they go out bad,
Yeah.
really bad.
I've heard. Yeah,
You
yeah.
need to connect with people. We need to. But we're right at 2 hours, y'all. This has been a
Mhm.
great conversation.
It's been
I
really
think that
good.
this movie brought up good things about connections, unions, soul ties. We had some good conversations about
Mm-hmm.
unions and how we
Agreed.
see it. So I really enjoyed this conversation. Um, I haven't picked a movie for next week. We might do, what was the Silent Voice,
Yeah,
maybe?
Silent
let's
Voice
do
is
Silent
one that
Voice.
you want to
I
talk about.
added it to my list to
But there was a
do.
movie I wanted to look at first, I think.
Is there
But I
another? Hey,
can't
listen. Is
remember.
there another film you had on you? I mean, at least for Shy Cutie, the both of you. When I'm talking to both of you when I say that, was there
Mhm.
one that you wanted to see, another romance one, or was it just simply one that had a theme in there that you wanted to talk about? Because I have a few from the actual films if you want. If
No,
it's
we
up
were
to you,
kind of
Taki.
just picking film because we did
Yeah.
Spirit Away, we did Totoro, then we did these two. I thought about because she hasn't seen The Girl Who Lived Through Time, which is like a oldie but
Oh, that's
goodie.
the old movie. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
gotta
an
see that
oldie
one.
but
That's
goodie.
a
And then I talked
real.
about maybe watching Paprika because it's like weird. So I was thinking about doing like a weird movie like Paprika or Akira. Like that's a classic. Like
Kira.
so.
That one you could that's a very cyberpunkish one that we know about, and then that's one that has like a lot of dark themes, and I know you girls like to talk about like positive things, even
No,
connections and things
not
like that.
necessarily.
Yeah,
It's just like depending on the movie. We've been doing a lot of positive movies, so that's why I was like,
Right.
I kind of want to venture into some kind of like a little bit darker, like
a little bit darker.
Paprika or
Okay,
yeah, or
Yeah.
Akira
Okay.
maybe, and then come back around
good.
to romance maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind exploring darker themes at
Hmm.
all. We just haven't
Yeah.
crossed. We haven't just gone into any
Yeah.
movies. I don't do horror though, and I
No, no,
don't
yeah, yeah. Some you
do.
don't do horror, so you can't watch another. That's not
Yeah.
up for you.
Yeah, and I
Another,
Oh
don't
you
yeah.
can't
do
do another.
I
No.
don't
Oh
do
God.
movies that have heavy like assault scenes. I'm trying to stay
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
code.
You gotta stay away from
Um,
Goblin Slayer. You gotta stay away from
yeah,
Berserk.
like
You gotta stay
Ninja
away from.
Oh
Scroll,
yeah.
like because of how it
Oh no,
starts.
Berserk.
Well,
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Ninja Scroll is just bloody as I don't know what, sweetheart.
Yeah.
No, what?
So
Actually,
I'm
that means you
thinking we
can't watch
might,
Backlist
yeah,
too.
we
You can't
might
watch that one.
do
Which
maybe
one?
Paprika.
Hmm.
I think
I'm trying to
Paprika would
think.
be
I
a
think I have
good
a
one,
DVD in here, if I'm not mistaken. I think you know what?
Paprika.
or
Try.
Akira.
This is something for girls. They might want to check this one out. This is one I watched. It was actually the first Miyazaki film I saw. And
Hmm.
granted, it was a
Okay.
female role. It was Kiki's Delivery Service. Watch
Oh
that one.
yeah, I
Oh
love that. My
yes.
daughter
I
loves that
think
movie.
That is a great one.
I
Yeah.
And that was
started
the
watching
first
that
movie to
one.
ever put a tear in my eye,
What's
which is
up?
rare. Another one that's
Okay.
able to
Put it
do
in
it.
my room.
I
Yeah.
did
So
start that Kiki's delivery
and that's what
service.
he was saying. Like, do we ever do old school? That's what I'm thinking. We should do an old school because we did 2 modern ones. We did 2
Oh,
Yeah.
Guyver.
Miyazaki.
Yo, they can't
So,
watch Guyver, bro. Guyver ain't. The
well,
movie or the
I'll
show,
look into.
it's okay.
I'll look into it.
I
I
could
mean,
do it. I
it's.
could.
I don't mind dark themes. I don't mind like very adult themes. I don't
Yeah.
like horror in general.
Yeah, I don't.
I
That's
have a
horror.
Yeah,
very.
we.
That's
Oh,
horror.
it's
Yeah, we
horror.
don't.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
like
I
it.
have.
Oh
Humans
yeah.
turn
Yeah.
into monsters. So no,
No.
you wouldn't
Oh
like
yeah.
it.
But maybe
No.
Akira though, or Paprika, because they're old. They're
Yeah.
old movies.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's
trying
Because
to find a
good.
Boston for you guys. That's something that's not like really like I guess
Paprika is
horror
like
based.
I like The
Mm.
Boy and the Beast too.
the Boy and the Beast.
The Boy and the Beast.
Hmm.
That's a really good movie. I liked it.
Oh,
And it
okay.
had some themes and stuff like that. So I'll pick.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll by Thursday I will have it on my streaming schedule what we're going to talk about. But yeah, we definitely had
Okay.
fun. Thank you for joining us, Jay.
Thank you,
I'm gonna
Jay. We
let you
appreciate you.
go. See ya.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on. The next
No
subject
problem.
you guys bring up, I'll be on to talk about it. Definitely.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Enjoy
Thank
the rest of your
you.
day.
All right,
Bye.
you too. You guys take care.
Bye. You too.
So yeah, Thursday show, we're doing our shoujo show next. Shy Cutie is my co-host for that. And we'll be watching My Dress Up Darling and playing anime bingo. And we'll be playing a new dating sim, which is made by a Black creator and features all Black characters. Shout out to Black History Month. And then on Sunday, we do our Otaku Talk shows, and we will be doing our Attack on Titan show this weekend on Sunday. So yeah, I had fun, Shy Cutie.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have
Same
fun with the
here.
show? And we
That
love
was
this movie.
yeah. This movie brought out so many different things,
Mm-hmm.
Especially soul ties and like really digging deep into like thinking about what a soul tie really is,
Yeah.
what it means, making connections,
And seeing
all of
the
those
Eastern
things.
view of it versus the Western view. I think the Eastern view of it
Yes.
is very much more holistic in the way I choose to think about it now versus the negative
Mm-hmm.
way the Western society picks it. So
Tries to
I
pick it, yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely enjoyed it.
I think
So,
that sometimes the way that they depict it here is kind of like they make it seem like it's all just this or that, like it has to be intimate or it has to be this thing. And I think that you can have connections with people for different reasons,
and you know how
male or
America be.
female.
You know how America
Girl,
be. Everything is
I
demonic,
know.
honey, and
Oh
satanic.
my.
So,
Oh, it's
uh,
weird. Right.
right, it's very strange up in here in these parts.
It is.
But
It
yeah, with
is.
that being said, we're gonna go ahead and close out. We're at 2 hours. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Shout out to the chat.
Thank you.
Shout out to my husband for being patient and kind
Yes.
and answering the questions in the chat. Shout out to Yella, always entertaining. You can follow
Thank you,
him on
Yella.
Twitch. He has some good conversations. His name is Y3LLA, and I think underscore at the end. Follow him
Okay.
on Twitch. He has good combos, and you can follow me on Twitch too. I play games, and you can check me out there too. So yeah, with that being said,
Yes.
happy Valentine's Day again.
Yes.
And see y'all. Bye.
See
Keep
you
it
guys.
cute.
Keep it cute.